Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Star Trek Adventures Elizabethan, Season 1, Episode 1, Rough Spots. This series will be possibly a one-shot, or it could turn into a ongoing series that will be in lieu of Shores of Sorrows. We'll let our cast and our audience decide that. Without further ado, let's bring in our crew and have them introduce themselves. There will be no captain's log for the beginning of today's episode because it's the first episode and it's the first crew launch, so we'll be hopping right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Unless the captain wants to give a captain's log.
No, I really don't, because I got nothing.
All right.
I could go with the whole space, the final frontier.
No, we can't do that.
But I'll be sued for copyright.
Yeah.
Yes, let's not.
Too late. We're
You're still just stop here. You're still within fair use.
yeah, just stop here. It's still within fair use. Few seconds. Come
All
on.
right. So where we start off is I'm gonna have it so that every character will be introduced as they come up. So you may notice a couple of the character portraits here and there that are available. But we start on Starbase 716, deep in the very edge of Federation space. And you guys have all come off of the shuttles onto Starbase 716, or 1716. 716, I'll just go with that. It's easier for me. So Starbase 716, is a Federation outpost. It's a colony, kind of like a outpost, and there is a planet with a colony nearby. That this planet is recently been asked to has asked the Federation to join the Federation on their own will, and the negotiations have been going on for a few years now, and they're just about ready to become bona fide Federation members. Hi, Dad. Hold on, one moment.
Come on, knees. Don't fail me now.
So,
There's my cat's tail.
sorry, I was just getting some lovely drink from my dad.
Ooh.
Nice.
He brought you a drink.
Pumpkin spice, yeah. I asked for it.
Whoa.
Where we start is you guys are leaving the shuttle bay and entering the catwalk onto the station. It's a busy station. This is a very busy business and trade station. So you hear like a lot of like announcements and like people calling out like 35 strips of latinum for a Torellian leg stew or something along those lines. And there's a couple Ferengis at various of these outposts and stuff like that, selling various goods and merchandise for latinum. There's also a large bar, kind of like a observation window that looks out over the planet, out to the planet. One on the left and one on the right of the station. And it's beautiful view. The sunset is just kind of setting over behind the planet, and you can kind of see the horizon line just slowly fading with the sunset. What do you guys do?
Well, I
Are
can't do anything.
any of the Ferengi stalls selling any kind of belts or straps?
There is. Roll me a insight presence. Difficulty
You
Maybe
mean
one.
security.
Security. Yeah. Thank you.
Insight security is perception. Yeah.
Insight security. Thank you for. Keep in mind, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, I am new to GMing this, so that's why I have the team here to help
Alright,
me.
so
Thank you.
I put insight and security together, which makes 11. So I roll 2d20s.
Yep. Difficulty is standard, so it's just difficulty 1. So you guys will get some.
I got a
similarity.
4 for the first roll,
Okay. So that's a success.
and I got a 12 for my second roll.
So that's That's
So
a
you
mild failure.
use.
You get one success.
Yeah.
One
So
success.
yeah.
So how many momentum do they gain? None? I'm still getting used to this.
None.
No momentum gained.
No momentum, and he succeeded the task.
Yeah, so there is a stall, but he's this Ferengi you don't know his name, but he looks like he's in a grumpy conversation with another client right now. I can't sell you that unless you pay me 30 strips of latinum. But I don't want to. I don't want 30. I don't have 30 strips of latinum. Well, then you can't buy it. I want 30 strips, or otherwise I have.
What is he arguing with the client about? What product?
He is arguing over a very fine suit of some kind. And this is a Cardassian.
And them Cardassians and their stupid fashion. Uh, well,
What do you do?
since it's a Cardassian and he's not human,
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to be very fond of this Cardassian. He is going to use his Crixus going to use his psychic ability to push this Cardassian away from the stall.
Roll me
To
a
literally push him out of the way.
presence. No, it'd be security fitness, right? Or command.
I would probably. To be fair, he's using his mind. I would leave it in the insider reason, and then security or medicine.
Reason security.
Reason security. Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Because it's a mental attack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Reason and security. So that is a 12 for me.
Yep.
First one is an 8
Mm-hmm.
and a 17.
Oof.
So I
That's,
think it was only
like-
1 out of 2 successes.
Yeah, you kind of like kind of is about to be pushed. He feels the thing, and he just turns his head and looks for where whoever tried to push him. He's looking around now, and he looks back to the Ferengi and says, "Did you do something? You better not be a trickster, Ferengi, otherwise I'll slit your throat. Have you your trade stall closed."
I'm going to approach the stand
All right,
and tower over this
Ferengi.
no, that
Oh,
that
both
one.
of them. Both of them. The Ferengi's really
Yeah,
short.
basically both of them. Yeah.
The Ferengi's looks up and says, "Excuse me, sir. I am with a client right now. You can wait, please." The
He's
Cardassian
gonna
turns
reach
around.
down and tap on the belt that's on the table.
I will deal with you in a moment. I am dealing with another customer. You may look at the merchandise, but you may not touch the merchandise, please. It's very fine leather, and I don't want it damaged. Now, as for you, 30 strips of latinum, or you can get out of my stall. The man, the Cardassian just says, "Your products are worthless anyway," and he turns around and walks off. Now, as for you, good sir, looking up at you, what can I help you with?
He reaches again. He taps on the belt.
You want the belt?
He
That
bobs his
one?
head. Yes.
Let me see. That will be 24 strips of latinum. It's fine quality leather from a very expensive tradesman that
How
I
many
looked
strips
up.
of latinum do I have?
Since you are recently being assigned, and Starfleet has kind of like these weird rules about how much allocation they can give you, I will say each of you is going to start off with maybe 100 strips of latinum. Just
Okay, I'm gonna give
spending
him
money.
24 strips of latinum. Just gonna drop it on the thing for him.
He picks up the latinum and says, "Ooh, yes, this will do. Please enjoy your time at 716. And thank
At
you for
least
coming
He
to
snatches the belt off the table and
Thank you
walks
for coming
away.
to Mardex, where we deck you out." And
I like it.
he leaves. going back to like counting inventory and counting the
Bug.
latinum at his desk. What is anyone else doing?
Well, I can't do anything until I'm introduced because I'm stuck over here.
Okay.
I know.
As he walks away, he's going to
Install
strap
me.
the belt around his waist and clip it.
All right, you're walking, and you're just kind of like on your own.
He's hungry. He's going to walk towards the
No.
food.
He's gonna walk towards the food. Okay, so we're gonna cut to the chief engineer stepping off of the beaming in actually onto the transport pad.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because I can't use that sound. Technically, and the people are walking off and like the transporter pads and just minding their own business, and you're carrying a very large tote, like a large suitcase that's pretty heavy, and it's a rolling suitcase. It has a bunch of equipment in it, and also has something you need to install on a new vessel that you've been assigned to.
Okay. So I've beamed on to the ship.
No, not to the ship, the station. The ship
Station,
hasn't
okay.
arrived yet.
Okay. I
It's in
will.
transit.
Okay. I figure what I will do is I will go to do diagnostics on the installation. So I'll go to one of the station's computer labs
All right.
put it in a temporary setup to get
All right. So
it booted up and make sure it's ready.
You go over to one of these like engineering like stations. It's like a computer kiosk, and the officer there says, "Ah, Starfleet, I see. Well, welcome. What
Thank
can I
you.
do for you today?"
I need access to a holography lab, please.
Holography lab. Okay. There's one available right this way. And he points down the hall and he walks you to like one of these like hollow suites.
Okay. I will follow.
And he says, "If there's anything you need, just let me know." And he hands you a little chip to activate the hollow suite. Kind of
Thank
like,
you.
It's like a rental.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And you, I guess, open the hollow suite and you walk in.
Yeah.
All right. And you bring your case in there, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, computer, give me a work surface 1 meter by 2 meters. Then I'll set the case on that and open it up.
It's like a giant. It's like an old, like kind of like. It's not a really old looking computer, but it's a computer terminal, kind of like an LCARS terminal, but it's like dated, very
Okay.
dated. It's scratched up and kind of like dirty, and like this thing looked like it went through maybe like the TOS era and never got updated properly.
Ah, okay. I was picturing a little bit of that. A little Z rust on it.
Yeah. Yep.
I will I'll tap on it a few times and get it powered up, and then I'll say
Roll me a
yes.
engineering. Sorry. Would it be?
I think that would be control and
control,
engineering,
control
wouldn't it?
engineering. Thank you.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Difficulty.
See, I'm catching on.
Yeah.
Catching
Difficulty
on.
2, because this
All
is
right.
old technology.
This is this is my
Yep.
max stat. So it's 12 plus 5 for 17. So let's see.
Oh, by the way, we never did set my determination.
Oh, we each get
Get
one.
one.
You each get 1 determination to start. Free.
I
Okay,
get
I'll edit that then.
2 successes. I got a
2
15
successes.
and a 15 and an 11.
All right. So, despite how archaic this technology looks, you managed to figure it out, and you've been working with this piece of technology for a while, even though you purchased it off a secondhand dealer. And it goes. And standing before you, go ahead if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Okay, give me a second. Cat, you want in or out? Come on. No, never mind. My cat doesn't want in.
Well, while it's loading, the screen says processing.
Give me a
Progress
second.
bar
It's like a little loading bar. It's really slow.
Okay.
floating in midair.
All of a sudden, my character shows up, and he just just appears and goes.
3 months gives you such a creak in the neck.
He just like stretches. Yes, I'm gonna use Falco for this.
That's cool.
Who are you?
My name is Lieutenant Commander Storin.
Oh,
Describe your character for him.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep.
Yes, no. I hate to admit, he probably looks like bog standard Vulcan. He is, we'll say he's relatively tall. He's like 6 feet tall. He's got like the black hair and the kind of traditional bowl cut.
Cool.
And
He's in Starfleet yellow.
yeah. Oh, and he's in Starfleet yellow. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, he's unremarkable in appearance, especially for a Vulcan.
Yep.
Or-
You notice the pointy ears, by the way.
Yep, he's got the pointy ears.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's your character's name again? Sorry.
Storin.
He goes, Storin? Well, I'm Lawrence. But most people call me Lori. Lucky, no one calls me that, but I do.
That's acceptable. Lori, you said?
Correct. I am Lori. Well, yeah.
What skill sets does your program incorporate?
Well, that's a lot of words. Let me think.
Says, well, thinking. Wait, where was that? Where do I look?
You're a con officer, by the way. Helm.
Yep. Focuses
Hey,
would be your
focuses, yep.
specialties.
Yep.
Yeah. So just to say everything that's in there,
Yeah, you can.
practically. Okay. He goes,
Well, no, I can do some space communications, computers, light control, some navigation.
Excellent.
he just goes while pulling out a paintbrush out of nowhere, and then it just goes away.
Perhaps we should do some diagnostic tests. Computer, simulate a runabout.
Hey, what I want to know, right about.
Shuttlecraft loaded and ready. It's
You know, a roundabout is a pretty old thing. I haven't seen that since,
I don't know.
He sounds so confused.
Yep. The runabout is loaded and ready, and it says select flight path, course, and direction. And you're
Please,
sitting at the helm.
Put the runabout on manual control, computer, and then I'll look over and I'll
Manual
gesture to the
operations online.
hologram.
What do you want me to do here?
Please pilot the runabout. I wish to assess your capabilities.
Oh, it's a test then, I see.
Roll me a control
As
con.
while he pulls up his non-existent pants.
Roll me control con difficulty 1.
Okay, wait, control con. What is that? Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, how do I roll this again? I already forgot.
Find the two
already.
scores.
Yeah.
And then roll 2d20.
Okay, wait, what?
Okay, combine your two scores. So, like, since your control is whatever number and your con is whatever number, add them together. Then you roll 2d20s. If the number matches what your con and your control is, or under it, you succeed. If the number is above it, you fail it.
Do not combine the 2d20 values, just individually.
No,
And
individual rolls.
Actually, Laurie probably has a focus that applies.
Yeah, you do have a focus. Astronavigation. So,
Oh, yeah.
what does that give him, Remy?
Well, he still does the roll as normal. It's going to
Okay.
be if his dice roll less than his discipline score
Got it.
when the focus applies.
Oh, I could have applied my physics to my.
Oh crap! So like for instance,
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
so the one
nice.
definitely
It's a
was
critical
a
success.
Yep, was a critical.
Yep.
That counts as
Finally-
2 successes.
2 successes. You
so
definitely
3.
you sit at the helm, you grab the wheel, and go with it. I'll let you.
That's 3, and we get a momentum.
Yep. Let me update the momentum pool.
I could
Now
have used my
this is
physics.
just really easy.
I could have used my physics on my psychic roll
Oh.
earlier.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know.
That's
Oops.
okay.
Perhaps we should increase the testing threshold. Computer, simulate an asteroid storm.
Activating asteroid storm simulation 2101. Asteroid is coming straight at you. I'm gonna spend 1 threat.
Oh no. Well, shit.
Warning: impact imminent. Warning:
I gotta
impact
roll.
imminent.
I gotta roll.
Roll daring con,
Okay,
because this is
daring.
a dangerous situation you're in.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Got a 7,
Nice.
and then I got a 4, all under my
Dang.
stuff.
All right.
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
how many successes? 4 and a
That's
7.
2.
What's
He rolled a
your?
7 and a
That's
4.
3.
Successes.
Yeah, I was
Three-
gonna say if
three
your con
momentum.
score is at least a 4, then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys get 3 momentum, so you guys are up to 4 momentum already.
Dang, nice.
All right.
The hologram's carrying already.
So
You see, it's like driving a car, but like flying.
and you're looking straight at him as you're like driving, like completely oblivious to what's happening in front of you. You're just
Yeah, he's not
dodging and
even
weaving.
he's just not even looking. Like he's using one arm to steer.
Yep.
The other arms to drink coffee with. Just.
Yep. So, Storin, what is your assessment?
I'll raise an eyebrow, and we'll say, computer, please give me a pad, like a computer. I'll pick it up off the counter and I'll like tap on it and enter like evaluation pass or something like that.
Yep.
It's just like he did good.
Meanwhile,
Ex-
on the while this is all happening on the station, another person beams in. It's a bird-like creature. It's Lurian, Alurian or Alurin, I think it's the correct pronunciation. He's in Starfleet yellow, slightly modified outfit, like Starfleet with a little bit of gold here and there, but like still within uniform standards. And he walks over to the concierge and said the info desk and says, "When is the USS Elizabeth supposed to be arriving?" And the computer says, "The USS Elizabeth will be arriving in the next 45 minutes." Excellent. Thank you. Is the crew assembled? The crew is all on the station. The current location of crew is in various locations. It shows like the locations where you guys are. Doctor, where are you right now?
She has gotten off the shuttle and is headed for coffee and food
Computer, locate
at the moment.
Computer, locate the position of our chief medical officer. The chief medical officer is making their way to the concierge lounge and the observatory lounge. Thank you. He makes his way in that direction to the kind of like the bar area. Captain, you've just beamed in.
I'm just straightening out my my uniform.
Your feed's off, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
God dang it! Hold on.
Take your time.
There. Is it working?
No, it is not. Weird.
What do you mean it's off?
Hold on. It's Arkham's feed, right? Yeah.
Hello,
So,
hello.
The only one not wearing a uniform
everything
right
is.
now is
It's a
Crixit.
little weird. Okay, well, just say for simplicity's sake that you're there.
What?
So you're straightening your uniform. And where do you want to go? You just got off the shuttle, and you hear an
To the
announcement.
main deck. To the main deck.
Attention, Captain. What's your character's name? Sorry,
Torlock, you're the one who gave that name.
Torlock. What?
Torlock.
Well, Captain Torlock, please report to command. Captain Torlock, please report to command.
Silently, he just walked over to it.
Walk over to the admiral's office, and there's a
Mhm.
Bolian sitting there at the desk. He says it's a blue-skinned alien with kind of no hair and just kind of a little ridgeline going, like kind of like a little mohawk going around over his head. It looks like a little bit of a head of a you know what, but just what it is. He says, "Ah, hello. Welcome to. Oh, hello, Captain. Admiral Jacob will be with you shortly.
Ready?
You may take a seat here, and I'll let him know that you've arrived."
But the crew, let's get started though. Right?
Very well.
Have I made it to the cantina?
You have, yes. It's very busy and bustling. There are a lot of civilians, some Starfleet, and so that. There's actually a ship pulling up to dock. It is a Miranda class vessel pulling into the.
I'm going to approach the hot bar.
You approach the hot bar. There is a server there. It is a surprisingly, it is a Zindi, but is a reptilian Zindi. Hello, how may I help one of my kind?
I'm not going to try the clicks. I'm just going to go ahead and translate it.
Yep.
Meat pie.
Ah, meat pie, yes. Very well. He starts mixing some ingredients and stuff like that, and like some slugs and some like grubs and like some various meat. It's basically a modified version of what's that Klingon thing?
Oh, Gok.
Gok. Yeah, it's like Gok, but it has meat in it. And he just slurps it into the dish and hands it to you and says, "Meat pie. Enjoy."
He slips. Crick's just going to slip the guy a piece of platinum.
Oh,
As a
please,
tip.
no. I can't take that. That's for the Ferengis over on the shopping district. I'd be.
He's going to glare at him and push it back at him intently.
Roll me a command presence.
Oh, command presence.
Difficulty 2. Because he doesn't want you routing him.
That's a 10. So, alright, the first one succeeds, and the second one fails.
Alright. Second one fails, so, yeah,
I'm gonna use,
would you like to reroll with the momentum? Well, technically you have to call if you want to use momentum for an extra die.
I'm gonna use a focus.
Which focus?
Mutant.
Okay, cool. Yep, that works.
So what do I do?
So, reroll, and I will,
Reroll both or just one?
just the one that failed. I'm kind of house ruling this because of you usually call the momentum spend before.
That
or the
succeeded.
focus spend. Oh, cool.
8.
So 8. So that's 2 successes. Actually, 3 successes. So how much momentum do you gain?
I think it's 2, right?
2 for each success. So
No, it's one per success over the difficulty. So
okay, yeah. So
it might be 2 total if it was a difficulty 1.
it was difficulty 2.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So it's 1 success, which means
One
it's 1
success.
momentum.
Yep. So momentum is now up to 5. All right. So he says, "Fine, if you insist," and he just takes Latin and quickly pockets it. And says, "So, what brings you to 716?"
He points down at the badge on his the uniform pants that he's wearing because he's not wearing a chest piece.
I see. He says, "Oh, Starfleet. Which ship?"
Is the USS Elizabethan visible
Classified.
outside the window?
There's a announcement. "Attention, crew of the USS Elizabethan. The Elizabethan will be arriving in just a few." There's a bright flash outside, and the ship just warps in. It's coming into a dock. "Right about now, ladies and gentlemen."
He points out the window at the Elizabethan. Where they go long talon.
It's a very beautiful, majestic, glistening ship as it's coming into dock. And he says, "Oh, what a marvelous Sovereign class. You must be very proud to be on that crew.
He he curls his the lip plates up in a snarl.
Well,
He's not happy.
hope you have a very enjoyable adventure in your new ship. It's a fine vessel, I've heard. It's a pretty much a legend around here.
He's gonna take his meat pie, go sit down, and start chowing down on it.
Meanwhile, a birdman comes up next to you and says, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?"
He looks up at him, kind of glaring at him a little bit.
Are you crewman? He looks at his pad. Uh, Lieutenant Commander. I can't read this. Crixit? Is that correct?
He just snarls.
May I join you? I am Commander Fenry. Lieutenant Commander Fenry.
If you insist.
He takes up a seat and starts chewing on some worms and stuff like that in a bowl. It's like gawk, but maggots mostly.
He reaches for a meat pie. He's gonna pull back a feathery stub.
Yep.
I will state for the two gentlemen that are in the the lounge area.
Yep.
A very beautiful redhead in Starfleet medical blue. When the announcement is comes on, she'll walk by the two of them, not paying them any mind, but they would definitely notice her.
All right. The birdman looks up and has like a worm dangling out of his mouth and just. Commander, not Commander. What? Lieutenant Commander? Is that the correct? Yeah, Lieutenant Commander. Lieutenant Commander, we'll be there in a moment. I'm just speaking to one of our other crewmate. Mind joining us, or?
I was muted.
Well, I suppose I could for a moment. I do have an entire, well, medical staff to deal with. She says. She goes and turns on her heel and will walk up. She stands roughly about 5'6". She looks human.
Yep.
She's just very, very pretty as far as anyone's concerned.
Yep. And he says, "Did you do something with your hair lately? I noticed it's a little redder than normal. It's a new hair product?"
No, it's the same stuff I always use. She smiles.
Fair enough. He says, "Can I get you a drink?" I mean, we're not technically on duty
Well,
just yet. Or
on duty just yet or not, it's probably best I don't show up to a sick bay drunk. Says I will have a Rectogino, though.
all right, one Ractogino, please. And the bartender says, "One Ractogino." Slides it across the table to you.
Oh, thank you. Now, aren't you interesting? She looks over at the Zindi. I usually only deal with aquatics and mammals. This will be interesting.
He clicks two of his lip plates together.
Well, looks like the Elizabethan is here, and I have a lot of security concerns about our. I heard we were bringing aboard a new. He looks down at his pad. It says here we have a con officer that is a approved hollow from. If I'm reading this right, from the USS Poseidon, which was destroyed
Oh,
30
great.
years ago.
Oh, great. Just what we need. More synthetics. Right.
And he says,
But
"Well, wonder where our engineer is. They should be here by now, unless they're still dealing with the hollow." He says,
Chris
"It's
by
the
now will
pad."
have finished scarfing down his meat pie, and he gets up at the table and walks towards the dock where the Elizabethan's at.
There's a officer on duty standing there,
Mm-hmm.
security officer, and it says, "Can I see some identification, please, Lieutenant Commander?"
He points down at the pin on his belt.
I see. Yes, welcome aboard. He looks at the long list. He's scrolling through for 3 minutes. Lieutenant Commander Crixit, welcome aboard. Your science division will be
He's-
ready.
He shoves past him.
I will
Nice.
say
He
I will
looks back around his shoulder and says, "Nice meeting you too." I guess gets back to like
I yeah,
crew
I will
rosters.
say as Krizix walks off telepathically, because
Mhm.
empaths can
Yep.
talk with other mental psychics. You'll get a sing-songy voice in your head go, "You know, it's rude to walk away without saying goodbye." And a few moments later, the redhead will kind of just walk up towards the door,
Welcome.
not saying a word.
Welcome, Lieutenant Commander. Can I see some identification, please?
She'll hand over the pad with her orders.
I see. Welcome to the Elizabethan. He gestures to the door.
She nods.
Well, I hope we see you around. Looks at the roster.
Of course.
What's your
Dr. Stoddy, she says.
Stoddy?
Hmm.
Welcome aboard.
Mhm.
And he's going through like the main crew roster, and he says, "Where is the captain? They should be here by now. The crew is already boarding." And he's like looking at the list, and he looks over to his comrade and says, "Can we hail the captain and let them know that the crew's ready? Thank you." Attention, will the crew of the USS Elizabethan please make their way to the ship? Will the crew of the USS Elizabethan please make their way to the vessel? You hear that over the loudspeaker on the station, everyone.
Is
Or
Darkham
still on the
even here?
station. You're
Chris
already on the
is already
walkway.
entering
Yeah.
the dock bridge thing.
Yeah, the gantry.
Well, I gotta be like removed and
Yeah,
enter.
I'll turn to Lori and I'll say, I need to take you offline briefly and relocate your terminal to the bridge of the ship.
You're telling me you didn't just shove me in?
It's a captain just at the deck.
That's rude.
You're in the admiral's office.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I'll-
admiral walks out and says, "Well, I see your crew is ready, but we do have one assignment for you." He hands you a data pad.
I take it and take a look at it.
We need you to go to intervene with two planet species that have been at civil war. But it's interesting, these two species have been, from all accounts by Starfleet, they are currently from the
He
same...
interrupts him. How do you want it to be handled?
We need you to be the diplomatic attaché to make sure that there is no conflict between these two species and the neighboring planet.
Usually these things don't go well. It usually gets worse. You know that, right?
I know,
But
but you're a fine Starfleet captain, and I hope your crew are ready for the task. You'll be rendezvousing at Starbase Harris.
And our their discussion,
What do you
the
mean?
discussion to replace me, has that been discussed yet?
The admirals are still in deliberation about that, but we'll let you know, Captain. Sorry.
I'm sure you are. Look, I've been a captain for a long time. How long do I have to keep being a captain?
Until Starfleet determines otherwise. Don't do anything brash, Captain. You know how the Admiralty is about that.
I understand. But know this. When the day comes and I am no longer captain, I am leaving and I am signing my resignation. You know that, right?
I know that very well, but the other admirals have maybe other plans for you. We'll see. But until then, you best make your way to your vessel, and good luck. May the black be ever expansing.
I say this under my breath, but Kirk never had to deal with this kind crap. Mhm.
And the admiral turns around and walks back into his thing and hands a pad to one of his assistant bullion and says, "Make sure that the Miranda vessel out there gets this. Thank you." And the door slides closed, and you're now in the main area just outside the command headquarters. Attention, will the crew of the USS Elizabethan please make their way to the gantry bridge? Will the crew of the USS Elizabethan please make their way to the gantry bridge at this time? Departure scheduled for 0817.
I'll in the holosuite. I'll turn to Lori and I'll say, I'll bring you back online as soon as I can, and I'll look up and say, computer suspend program.
Can I let people know that there's going to be a briefing?
You can chap your comm badge. Yep. Everyone hears the comm badge chirp.
Attention, everyone! Please head to the command deck for briefing immediately.
The only one who doesn't turn on their comm badge is Crixit.
I'm like, I'm gonna go.
Well, they're always on, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
He would be the only one not responding.
Yep.
Yep, he does not respond at all.
Hold on, RT, is that blue? Is that Mohawk character still around me?
No, he's behind you, behind the glass doors. He's busy on pads and stuff like that. You can always go back up to him if you want. You're in control of your character, so I'll let you do whatever you want to do.
I go back up to him and I let him know. Listen,
He's looking down his pad. He's very busy.
Listen, I'll be back. I have to go grab someone I know who hasn't turned on his patch.
Oh, Captain, is there an issue? He looks up.
No, but I know he's going to fight me on it. I need to be beamed down to go get him, though.
To go get
no,
who?
Listen. You know who.
Tell me. Out of character.
Mag, what was your character's name again? I forgot.
Crixit's on the gantry into the ship.
He's already making his way to the ship.
Somewhat ironically, he's ahead of the curve. He just didn't answer his call.
Yeah, he didn't answer his comm at all. He ignored it.
Yep.
Wait, the name again, Quixie?
The little gantry port thing where you go in from the dock, like the little tube thing. He's already standing there waiting for the door to open.
Think of Cricket, but replace it with Rix.
Crixit.
I need to get Crixit.
Yep.
And I look over and I see him. Crixit, your comm was off again. The reason why?
You're nowhere near him. You're in the. Unless we want to.
You're inside a room and.
Oh my god, this is really confusing.
Sorry.
Okay.
We can fast forward and say you're making your way to the gantry.
Yeah, the gantry is like this really long tube that connects to the ship and the station.
It's a jetway bridge, basically.
Right. And he's at the other end of it, at the doors, waiting for them to open to go into the Elizabethan.
Yep.
All right. So I'm down there now.
Yep. You're at the entry to the officer on duty, the security officer on duty stands at attention, straightens his uniform, says, "Captain, the Elizabethan is waiting for you. Most of the crew are here and on board waiting for you."
Where's Crixit?
Crixit, he scrolls through his list. Crixit just boarded 20 minutes ago, Captain.
Tell him I want him up here.
I believe he looks out the window and notices that Crixit's still standing at the door. He's just up the gantry, sir.
Can you please grab him?
Yes, I will. He steps away from his post, and the other attendant comes into duty, and he goes and walks up the gantry and taps Crixit on the carapace and says, "The captain would like to speak to you, Lieutenant Commander."
Exit turns around.
I'm assuming the captain's like
Let's
walking up the
see.
gantry, like towards you.
Crixit is going to look at this security officer with
Vacation.
like.
He's a cat.
Yeah, he's gonna look at this security officer that's like touching him on the shoulder or whatever. What do I roll? Because I'm rolling with
What do you want to do? Like, explain to me what you're trying to do to him.
uh
Are you trying to attack him? Are you trying to like brush him off? Are you trying to show command presence?
trying to I want to use psychic to push him away from me because he's too close.
Okay, so psychic ability. So I allow you to use your mutant focus.
Remember,
However-
just use a nudge.
However, I'm going to spend 2 threat to increase the comp range by 1.
So I'm rolling presence
and
and
the
command, or
difficulty 3 for this one.
so what is it? Is it control and
Control security. Because you're trying to control someone else.
okay? Okay, so that's 9 and 2, so 11.
Keep in mind the difficulty is so 19 and 20 also count as a failure.
That's a 6.
Actually, 18, 19, 20
2.
counts.
6 and 2.
Wow. And difficulty range is 3, so yeah,
He would have gotten 3.
3 successes. Yep. So right on the money. So yeah, he looks at you and he's just pushed into the wall up against the glass. And he's just kind of like up against the glass like this, and he says, "I didn't mean anything by it, Lieutenant Commander. I just was trying to get your attention." And he's like,
Come on, Mag. It's a nudge, not a throw.
Can't help it. Chris is eager to get to work on the ship. He wants to go.
And he says, "I don't think the captain will be very." He looks over as the captain's like striding up to the scene. Captain, he looks over. You just seen this your lieutenant commander.
I just take a
chief of science shove one of your security officers into the wall.
Without
just take
touching
a-
him.
Without
I
touching him.
just take a deep breath, like again.
This is the 5th time this week.
Do you have anything you want to say to me,
Lieutenant Commander.
Lieutenant?
Commander.
Lieutenant Commander.
Like being touched. You know this.
But it doesn't give you the free will to assault your own. Now, does it? Your own officers, does it?
Well, technically, I haven't actually touched him now, have I?
The Caitious like straightening his uniform and like straightening his fur on his chest.
Your comm was off again.
My palm wasn't off. I just didn't answer it.
You need to. What if we were attacked?
Let's just get on the ship and get this over with. I want to get into my lab.
You might go.
Thank you. He's gonna stride through the door.
You manage to find your way into your science lab pretty easily.
Freedom.
Meanwhile, on the jet bridge, the Illyrian comes up alongside the captain and says, "What was that all about? I heard that one of our science officers shoved Lieutenant O'Brien Maxwell into a wall over here.
You're correct. He did it again.
It's I'm gonna rip him a new one if I find him.
No, no, no. Leave him alone.
Very well,
You
Captain.
can't. Besides, we got more important matters to attend to, anyways.
I heard there was a meeting at oh
In the Admiral's office.
2600 in the conference room on the ship.
Yes. The briefing is this.
Well,
We are to...
you don't have to tell me now, Captain. I recommend that we let the entire bridge staff know once they've arrived.
Yes, of course.
I
Get
mean,
them on. Can you see if you can get everybody in here?
I
And
just
I mean
made a
everyone.
general announcement to the main staff to please make their way to the ship per your orders, Captain.
Please.
You need a speed run. You need to get me plugged in, bro.
I also hear that the chief engineer will be running out a few minutes late, and rounding the corner, you just hear the chief engineer like running. The chief engineer just running, like all the way up the gantry. Go ahead, Vess.
Don't drop me.
Dr. Vess, you're muted.
I mean, he's a Vulcan.
Sorry.
How
Vulcan, yeah.
stressed do you think he really is?
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
Don't drop
Vulcan,
me.
This Vulcan is just like striding up quickly up the gantry. And he says, I believe our chief engineer hears the sound behind him, and he says, hello, Lieutenant Commander, noticing the pips. Did you bring the equipment?
Yes, chief engineer and helmsman reporting for duty. He holds up the suitcase.
At ease.
I will go install his terminal on the bridge shortly.
I will give you access to the computer core if you would like to follow me.
Thank you.
He guides you into the ship. And I think that's everyone. Is everyone on the bridge? I mean, on the ship at this point?
I don't think the doctor has come on the ship yet.
Yep.
Yes, she did. She walked right past.
Oh, that's
she
right.
walked right past Krizik.
Yeah, so everyone's on the ship, and
When she telepathically chastised him for not saying goodbye.
Yep. So all the staff are on board. The crew are assembling in the various stations. Now, in each department, we're gonna start off with the engineering department, just for simplicity.
Sliding the very not damaged disc.
As you walk into the engineering computer core, and your assistant engineer, who is a Tellarite, says, What did the cat drag in this time? Noticing the Cation, helping you, carry this large suitcase into the engineering room.
I'll raise an eyebrow, and I'll say, we need an open space to install some peripheral hardware to the main computer command system.
Peripheral hardware. Just what I want to hear in the morning. More add-ons to the ship. He walks away. Clear the space for the chief. And several of the crew scatter and leave the main engineering area open for you.
I'll take the terminal over to. I assume there's been a spot that's been a console that's been partly removed so that there's room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open the case. I'll lift and put that in the console slot.
You see the console slot, and then you see a small little plastic CD-ROM, from the really old Earth era, just next to it that says install disk.
Install disk.
I'll fish around in the suitcase and get the install disk out.
Yep, and you.
And I'll put it in the drive.
It's this really low humming noise, like an old CD drive, and it goes, and then materialized next to you is your helms officer.
I'm alive! How many hours? How many years?
It was just 10 minutes.
Hmm. Are you late for something? What's it?
The Tellarite walks around the corner and says, "What is that scratchy noise?" Sees the
Hello.
not another one.
No, what was that supposed to
I,
mean?
I would like you to meet our new helmsman. I'll say
Hello.
Where's Squid at?
The helms. That's our helmsman, he says.
I just
Dated technology. Why didn't we get a better upgrade? Come on.
am I there? Am I there with it?
No, you
Okay.
are. You are. I'll let you choose where you want to be. If you want to walk onto the engineering room, engineering.
He's extremely
section.
loud.
I
I
do.
imagine you can hear him down the hall.
Yep.
I would. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty much I'm pretty much walking in to hear it. What is that?
Hello, person.
What is that? Is that what I think it is?
This is our helmsman.
I'm Lawrence, but most people call me Lori.
Wait, how reliable are you?
Hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta say about 8. No. It's a 9. No, 8. No,
Eight.
that's
8.5.
You're not too damn. You're not too damaged.
you know, an explosion or two could do the damage and maybe being dropped.
I hope you're better than the last
Twice.
helmsman we had. I hope you're better than the last helmsman we had.
What happened to him? Wait, let me guess.
You can
Exploded.
Pretty much.
the
Yes, I guessed.
Tellarite's just like grumbling
is there-
loudly over in the corner while he's working on his terminal. He
Chief
does not like
Engineer.
hello.
Yes.
Chief Engineer, is there a way we can repair him and his speech vocals?
I'm hesitant to make modifications to his program. His matrix is essentially stable.
You would need to talk to Chief of Science for that.
Yeah, plus computers is not his specialty, his Storin specialty.
I want you to find our chief science officer. Don't be too threatened by him, though. He's good.
He's a bit of a hard ass.
He has a bit of a reputation.
He has a bit of a reputation for Vulcans, for Klingons, pretty much anybody for that matter.
If you're human, though, he's very fond of you.
He only respects me because I'm half human.
Ah, yes.
And you just hear the Tellarite say under his breath, "You can say that again."
Do you need to go to the medical bay?
No, sir.
I would suggest you do. We can't have you dying in the ship.
Ooh, we got a med bay in this one? Wow, one of my second ships I've ever been in didn't have one. Wait, no, it was like a closet, a walk-in closet. And
Is there a
balloon.
Medical facilities on the ship are considerably larger.
I pull over the chief. I lean over to the chief engineer. We see if he can install a mute button to him too.
Oh, well, I'm
I
gonna raise an eyebrow, but I won't say anything.
This is actually kind of fun. I like this.
heard that. Did you say you wanted to put a newt button on me? What's a newt? Give me a second.
I just pull the Picard face palm on here.
Yeah. And meanwhile, in the med bay, you're walking in, Doctor, and it is a mess. Like, things are not in the right place. Like, people are still unpacking equipment and stuff like that. It is not ready.
Right. Okay.
And several of your medical staff are like busily like trying to get everything spick and span, but like they're struggling. They're like bumping into each other, and like it's chaotic in here because they wanted to impress you before you arrive, but like it was such tight notice, you know. One of these one of these not Vulcans. What is it? A
The
Andorian.
other pointy-eared species.
Yeah, an Andorian nearly bumps into you with a crate of petri dishes and says, "Ah, doctor. Ooh, oh, sorry." Picking up some of the petri dishes off the floor.
No, it's all right. Still getting things together, I see.
Yes, doctor. We are a little short-staffed. Some of our crew are still in transit from deep space Aricania.
Right. Uh, okay. Um,
We may be
that's
a
fine.
few
Don't.
nurses down, but we will manage, doctor. Yes, we will. Picking up the last petri dish and putting it into the tray.
She nods. She'll say, just continue on with your work.
I heard
And
that you
she'll.
need to get physicals from all the various crew aboard, or is that going to be at a later time, doctor?
That will be at a later time when everything is settled.
I will let the
She
rest of the
says.
nurses know. Thank you. And he hurries off.
And she'll go to her office for just a bit to
Decompress. Yeah.
set down some things, yeah. Grab another Rectogeno before she heads to the conference room.
Yep.
Where
You
she
look
was
at
called.
the replicator and you say one rectogeno. And you hear a knock on the will chime on the door to the medical wing.
Into.
Walking in is the chief of security, Birdman, Fenry. He says,
There he is.
I came to get my checkup before we depart. Looking around the room, and he says,
No. Lieutenant Commander, it's fine. She says, please, in my office. She'll
Yes, sir.
direct him in there.
Yep.
And, yeah, she'll grab a medical tricorder because, I mean, she can run the scan, no problem.
Yep.
I guess I'll roll control medicine,
Yep.
xenobiology, and general medicine.
Yep.
And
Focus. Difficulty is
yep.
1. It's a standard medical examination, so there's nothing there to find too much of.
Okay. Well, then I won't. Yeah, I won't. Let's see what happens. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. So difficulty 1. One thing pops up on your medical records that wasn't on the list, and I'm gonna message you that directly. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Message.
Yeah,
There we
she'll go through the whole spiel, any
Yep.
weaknesses and
Not that I know of. I've recently been to a. I had a few nightmares a couple nights ago. Something about a. There was this man standing at the edge of my bed and asked me some questions, but it's just a dream. And then you see that reading.
Right. Well, she looks up at him, and this is another reason why I didn't go full Beta Z, because she wouldn't be able to do this. Oh, well, it seems you're all ready to go.
Yep.
Perfect help.
Thank you. He says, we'll see you around, Doctor. He slides off the medical bed and makes his way to
She nods.
the security office.
Yep. She is very quickly going to start studying this DNA sequence.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Chief of Security gets a chirp on his comm badge.
Go for Finn.
Science lab immediately.
Yes. On my way. He makes his way to the science lab. Captain, you are making your way to the bridge of the ship at this point. It is a beautiful bridge, spanking new. It is clean, it's sparkling, and it's
Showing
it's like a Galaxy class bridge, but it's slightly compressed, smaller. And I'll let you describe what stations are in what positions and stuff like that, if you'd like.
That's okay. I think
Okay. Yep.
I'll let you have the imagination on this one
All right.
because
So, the carpets on the carpeted floor, of course. It's actually a royal purple, like a royal fusion purple, and then it has the Starfleet insignia in the middle, right where the captain's chair, right in front of the captain's chair, but between the con officer and the operations officer. The positions are actually swapped. The flight operations is on the opposite side of where it would usually be on a Galaxy class,
right.
and the operations is on the opposite side. And the science sections are kind of, there are two science sections, one to the left and one to the right off to the side, and there's a large engineering like area behind it. There's a subsection that can be adjusted for medical, and then there is a tactical station in the back, like the standard Galaxy class, but there is a chair there that's been modified for the Birdman to sit at. And there's a chair in the center chair, just waiting for you.
I take a seat in it
It's
to get
comfortable,
ready.
and it actually fits you surprisingly. And you remember the first time you actually sat in one of these captain's chairs. It was a little unnerving at first because it was your Kobayashi Maru exercise that you managed to somehow pass with flying colors, but you didn't like the fact that you were shoved into a position that you,
That I didn't want.
as this memory just kind of floods into your mind, and you just kind of slowly stand up out of the chair, walk around, and wait for your crew to arrive for your meeting.
I take a look at.
Go ahead.
I kind of take a look at the outside. The
The main
outside.
viewer.
Yep.
Outside, you can see the station and several ships moving by, commercial trade vessels, some transports from the planet's surface below, and you do see that Moderna class leaving as it's pulling away, and you hear it go warps away. You're the only Starfleet ship left here at the station.
I look around, and I just give out like this little glare of annoyance that I'm still captain.
Yep.
Just,
And now we
just
cut down to the security office, and the security office, as the chief of security is walking in, then realizes, checking on his crew, his team, and he says, "I'll be right back. I have to go to the science division." On he coughs up a worm. Excuse me. Sorry, too much to eat. Deck 5. He steps into the turbolift. Steps out onto the science wing. Knocks on the door of the chief science officer.
Come in. As he enters, Crixit is not visible to him at the moment.
He looks to one of the assistants and says, "I was told by Lieutenant Commander Crixit to meet him here? Is he?
The assistant points up.
He looks up at the ceiling.
Crixit is walking on the ceiling because he's an insect.
You know, as you do.
Lieutenant Commander, was told to meet you here. Is there a
I like-
problem, security
like-
issue?
Yes, there is a problem, a security issue. I'm missing 2 of my assistants. Where are they?
I will let security personnel get to that right away. They may be a few minutes late on to the from the station. And I will make sure to let the station personnel know that they need to be aboard immediately.
Please do.
I will make that my priority right away. Is there anything else you need from me, Lieutenant Commander?
Yes. For the sake of security, go around and make sure all pin pads on all the doorways are working properly. I don't want to have to deal with a malfunction.
I assure you they should be working perfectly. We just had our team inspect them this morning. But if you want...
Check the diagnostics anyway. I want to be triple sure.
Computer, run diagnostic Alpha 1 on the door pads in this chamber. Acknowledged. Running. And materializing next to him is the Helms officer.
Here I am. My character just goes,
What's going on? What I need? What?
I am not dealing with that horrendous thing. Get it out of my lab immediately.
Well, that's just offensive. You know, I have feelings too.
I don't care. Out!
Captain's orders.
Whatever.
He just
he just walks
phases
through the wall.
phases through the wall. Yeah, like a ghost. And he
Run
says,
a manual diagnostic.
"You realize I'm gonna have to rip out the wall panels." Okay, fine. He says, "Will the chief of engineer please bring a team up here to run yet another diagnostic on the wall panels and the security locks for the science lab, please?"
Off in the engineering room, like Starin will raise his eyebrow again, and then he'll tap his compass.
What's with the eyebrow raise?
Acknowledged. It's a Vulcan thing, or at least it's a Spock thing. But I like it too much, so I'm gonna use it too.
Oh, okay. I think things together slowly. I'm slowly understanding.
Yep.
I've understand what a Vulcan is.
It's a Vulcan meme.
Yeah.
It's a funny meme of
Yeah.
raising your eyebrow.
Yep.
I'll head over with the team.
Yep. So
Vulcans typically only raise an eyebrow when their pathology of logic gets temporarily interrupted by something that's asinine, but it works at the same time.
yes.
Yeah.
So you arrive to the security office, the
Science lab.
Science lab. Thank you. And the door goes, and you just saw your friendly neighborhood hollow just float past the wall and just vanish as it's making its
He's
way
just-
to the bridge.
yeah. He's just grumbling, just like.
Right down the hall, just grumbling, floats right through a turbolift. The door's closed. The door opens and several people pour out as they see this hollow walk in, just angrily "Urgh."
I'll enter the science lab and I'll say, "So, did you lose your keys?"
No, I want a manual diagnosis. You look up and he's on the ceiling, walking around, looking at a data pad. I want a complete manual diagnostic on that keypad for my door.
I assure
Was
him
there-
that it's completely operational, but he insists that he has the professional chief engineer check it out.
If it would put your mind at ease, I
Roll
will.
me a
It isn't a
control
matter of putting my
engineering.
mind at ease. It's a matter of if an individual gets into my laboratory when I've developed weaponry of some sort and they steal it, they can sell it to the black market and then my name is all over it. I don't want it coming back to me.
Or is that just kinda paranoid?
The chief of security also raises a feathery eyebrow to this.
You just both raise an eyebrow at the same time.
I'll go up to the terminal and I'll start doing the diagnostic. But I'll say
Control engineering difficulty 2.
it would seem that
Assisted
the
by
logical
ship's
course of
computer.
oh yes, it would seem that the logical course of action would be to not make weapons then.
Yes.
I am a man of science. Weaponry is a science. I'm going to create it, whether it's liked or disliked. It's a tool, nothing more.
You would
I'll,
realize
I'll,
you will
sh-
have
I'll
to
shrug and I'll
clear.
say Vulcans do not dislike.
Yes, yes, I know, you emotionless creatures. Is
I
this
think I got 2 successes.
Yep, and I have to roll for the ship.
Oh, that's right.
That's within
So
the ship's wheelhouse.
Woo, 3 successes.
Yep, so you guys are capped at momentum and you have floating.
We diagnosed the hell out of that keypad.
Yep, the keypad is not broken, but when you installed something, is having a cascade effect across the ship, like like subroutines are glitching left and right across the ship.
Ooh. Can I? Okay, so I earned at least a bonus momentum for this.
Yes.
We'll pull out all the stops here.
Yep.
I'd like to spend the
floating
bonus momentum to
Yep.
obtain information.
Go ahead. What is your question?
I would like to ask. I mean, the obvious thing is,
Mhm.
can I trace it back to installing the new holographic hardware?
Yes, it is definitely
Okay.
something related to that. Yes.
Cool. And then I'd also like to pull out my studious talent,
Okay.
where
Yep.
when I spend a momentum to obtain information, I can ask an extra question.
Yes. Go ahead. Ask your next question.
My other question would be, is this going to affect any of the primary systems, like things like shields, engines?
Not to your knowledge.
Okay.
how about crew sanity,
Oh,
You
well-being?
can't ask
that's
that
a counselor's job, not
Yeah,
engineering.
you can't ask that question because he's asking the question. So
I will kind of narrow my eyes slightly, and I'll say there does seem to be a minor issue to trace. However, I can confirm that that the locking mechanism is functioning within parameters.
Cricket walks over and he's like, he's like a foot and a half above your head, like his head's like above yours.
Yeah.
He looks down at you with those big, like, bulbous eyes of his. Do you look up to meet his gaze or what?
Oh yeah, I will.
An issue, regardless of its size, is an issue. Fix it.
It will be resolved shortly.
as
Good.
the engineering crew starts ripping off panels on the wall and stuff like that, like looking for like EPS conduits that are like fried or whatever, and the chief of security says, "Well, I'll let you two have at it. I need to. I think we're needed on the bridge momentarily, so if it can wait." Looking at the Crixit.
Since you're headed to the bridge, he drops a secondary comm pad like thing into your hands. Take that, the captain. It's a systems report of the laboratory. He's going to want to see it.
I don't know if the captain wants you to be present on the conference room, but I believe he did say that all command staff should be attending. Shall I let him know that you're unable to attend?
As long as I'm running diagnostics on these computers, I will not be able to attend. Take the comm pad. It's got a report, including my own personal opinions on the situation.
I understand. He kind of like looks down at the pad and just walks through the door. It goes.
I got the engineers are going, and I got out of the meeting, so I'll
The door's
I'm
like
on the
slowly closing and opening, and it just pinches the Allurian's like tail feathers, and he just says, you just hear a squawk from the other side of the door as the door goes. He turns around and says, "And please fix the door." He storms off.
I'll kind of look sidelong at the door, and I'll go up to
And
the
one
console.
of the engineers is like sparking like a EPS conduit. He's like, "What?"
Just fucking around. Just a little bit of fucking around.
I'm going to look at that engineer, and I'm going to just while I'm looking at him, I'm going to reach over to the door panel, and I'm going to set it to like manual mode,
Door goes
just like
hold open.
I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just
It's held
You're
open.
just
gonna,
gonna
like-
Just a
silently.
casual. Doot, doot, doot.
just like just like giving him like this is a recommendation for the future.
Yep.
So it's just a stop.
Ooh.
Whatever you're doing,
Meanwhile,
stop.
on
Recommendation for the future.
Meanwhile, on the bridge, Captain.
We
it
lost
is-
somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
We lost. What?
Yeah.
Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's about to throw up. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
she's
no.
feeling sick.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got a duck. I'm about to throw up.
Okay.
She must be having either nausea or the flu.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Well,
All
our
right.
medic is in the med
Ah,
bay.
wrong button.
Well,
All right. So, the Captain, you're on the bridge and you're. It is like 2 minutes over the time when the crew is supposed to arrive for the meeting.
Late once again.
My character just like walks through the door.
The holodeck.
Hey, you're on time.
The
What's fine?
whatchamacallit, the describe your character to the captain.
My character?
Yes. What is it?
But
What
I
do they look
drew
like?
him. Why do I describe if I drew him?
This
Well, for the
cat-like-
audience too.
Yeah, the audience, because yeah,
Yeah.
they can see
Well,
what he looks
anyways.
like, but yeah.
My character is pretty much just holographic red because yes.
Yep.
But pretty much he is this almost anthropomorphic cat thing with practically long noodle limbs, reminiscent to like old cartoons like
Yep.
Barbara Hosey.
And he has
Also
an
wearing-
audio jack for a tail.
Yes.
Yeah, audio jack for a tail and a collar with a microphone on it instead of a bell or anything.
And his comm badge, yep, is basically the microphone.
Yeah,
And
And
he
he
just
just
kind of
kinda-
slides like through the turbolift door and just makes his way to the con of the ship and sits down.
yeah. He just walks in and goes,
Sorry for being a little late. I always gotta be a little fashionable late sometimes, you know.
Where's the rest of everyone else?
The holodeck goes. I mean, the holodeck, the turbolift goes.
I think they're coming now.
I
And
expect people to be on time. This is not Poseidon.
the was it the chief of security walks in and is holding a comp badge or a comp pad and he says, "Unfortunately, our doctor and our science officer are not able to attend, Captain.
Of course they're not. I can understand our
But
medic, but our chief.
I do have a full report from the chief of science." He hands you the pad.
I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it later. But right now, I need to be filling. But right now, everybody needs to be briefed on our new mission.
Briefed on what? Is it something during invention? Fun? No, that's never fun.
Do you have an off switch
I think
anywhere?
this character is growing on me. He's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Let me look around. I think I may have one. Not there, not there. No, I don't think I got one. Maybe it's on my back. Nope, I don't see it.
Is everybody in the room?
At this point, yes, everyone's in the
Yeah.
room that can
I'll
attend.
show up too. Yeah.
Today we're going to a planet. That's a peace treaty.
The planet of Xandar.
The planet of Xandar. It has been in war for some time. We're trying to establish peace on that planet. We are hoping that no conflict comes into play on this. I don't want anyone attacking anyone. I'm just there to create peace, and that is all. I expect us all to get back in one piece without our ship getting damaged or destroyed, for that matter.
Well, it's a peace treaty. It can't be that hard. If we're being shot at, I think we kind of failed.
You fail to understand what the Federation is, right? You don't know how many times we try to establish peace, but it only ends up being a battle. I tend not to have anything like that on my ship, especially on this one.
Don't worry. It's probably fine.
This is
You're glitching.
this is Tower to the crew of the USS Elizabethan. We have report from Admiral Jacob that you are clear for departure once your crew are briefed, and that you may depart at your own discretion.
To your stations.
We're never gonna know what you were gonna say to my
Have the
character.
rest of the assistant crew arrived?
Yes, the rest of the assistant crew have arrived on the bridge.
I'll take one of the engineering stations at the back.
Yep.
Run things
The
from there.
Illyrian sits down in his chair and says, "Technical systems are standing by. Torpedoes
My character
offline,
stylistically jumps into a seat. I guess his
and,
seat.
Let's see. Shields are operational and all systems are nominal, Captain."
Good. Prepare for takeoff.
He looks over to the engineer. I think that's
Engine systems nominal. Thrusters are on standby.
My
We can depart when we are ready.
My character's standing on his seat, practically just pointing forward.
Let's go. Where do you want to
the
go?
ship clamp just goes like that, like seen in like the movies. The ship slowly pulls away from the station, and the light from the blue star shines on the hull, showing off the name USS Elizabethan. As the ship makes its way,
I need a briefing on how far the planet is.
the technical officer looks up over and says, "According to my readings, Captain, the planet is 250 light years away at warp 6.58. We'll be able to get there in 3 days. Time.
What if we in warp speed at least?
We are authorized to use warps below 7, no higher than 7, unless we have emergency authorization for an emergency, Captain. Per Starfleet
Allow
orders.
it. Then I will allow 7. Warp speed on 7.
Aye. Looks
Alright.
over to the helm. We're still sitting just impulsing slowly away from the station. The station's like a quarter mile back. We're still at impulse.
My character's just standing there, and not standing, but sitting in the seat, but spinning. He's sitting
Is
with
there
a smile on his
is there
face.
a hollow deck across from the science lab?
There is, yes.
The captain begins to look at the helm. You know something? I think I might have something for you to do. Here, my little friend.
Are you talking to me?
The chief science officer needs an assistant. Why don't you go assist him for a second?
He already told me off.
But I'm the captain, and he can't argue with that, can he?
Are you giving
Well,
direct order?
I would.
I'm giving pretty much.
Ooh.
Give me a
Command
second,
presence.
let me deny my cat.
Difficulty 2.
Kitty, don't do that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Stop that, Mario, please.
Let me. I'm gonna jump up for
Christian-
just a second and feed him, but I'll be right back.
All right. Sure.
Krista is going to walk across the ceiling, out the open door, across the hallway ceiling, and into the hollow deck. While he's still
you walk
on the
over
ceiling.
to the holodeck door, and the holodeck shows that there is no program running and there's no program loaded. And the computer says,
He's gonna walk in. He's gonna walk into the room itself.
you walk into an empty holodeck ready for you. The computer says, "Please identify the program you wish to run."
Computer,
Please
give me a biobomb class 19, scaled down to size 2.2.
Command authorization required from Chief of Security to perform this action.
Chief of Science, override.
Voice recognition denied. Command authorization level 4.6 required.
Chief of Science, Lieutenant Commander Crixit, override.
Roll me a command presence. Difficulty 3.
I knew you was gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, command and presence.
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 3.
Alright.
And you know what? I'm gonna spend 2 threat to increase your comp range by 1.
I'm also gonna apply my experimental technology to this.
Alright. In that case, I'm gonna spend. Sorry, I'm down to 5. So that's 4.
Okay, first one failed. Second one succeeded.
Alright. And the difficulty is 3, so you only get 1 success. Well, actually, 2 successes. So, that wasn't enough to meet the check, and the computer goes, access denied.
I am going to absolutely explode. Computer.
Remember, you guys have 5 momentum in the pool. You can spend it to buy extra die.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to spend that until it's absolutely necessary. Computer. Construct a prototype biobomb for schematic scans. Type to Class 19, Scale to 2.2.
Schematic rendered.
Thank you.
Wait, is the hound Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Initiate Class 4 Planetary Forestry Biome. River and air included.
The environment around you has spawned as a planetary kind of like environment you specified.
Detonate prototype. Slowed explosive animation 1 to 1.3 scale.
Processing. And you just see the this like large object go deep, 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 and the blast expands. And as the blast wave is hitting various tree life, it's just decaying at a slowed rate.
Computer, freeze frame.
And you just kind of see like the freezing of static.
It's as I feared. Using a biobomb of this prototype mass would definitely not be okay on a planetary surface. Damn. Computer, end simulation. He's gonna walk back over to the science lab. He is now in a very unhappy mood.
We cut over to the we cut over to the bridge as the ship is traveling at warp 7 to the Zendar system. And what is everyone doing? This is kind of just free time for you guys.
I'm kind of trying to command the helm to just go over to the chief of science officer, just as like to,
Go
just as, like, to
away.
help him out.
Chief's
Well, to get him away, and also just to help him out, and
My
just
character's
see.
just
yeah,
like,
one of the
What in the
assistant,
hell am I to do things?
Well, maybe you can help my chief science officer out. You must know something. Maybe you can help run programs for him that maybe he can't get.
I'm not that knowledgeable in society.
Captain, we're receiving an incoming hail from Zendar High Council.
my character stops spinning in this chair finally.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened now?
The Zendar High Council is hailing, Captain. Shall I put it on screen or send it to your personal quarters?
Put it on screen.
You see a it's kind of like a dolphin-looking creature, but humanoid, like lower body, and it says, "This is Vena from it's a female, but you can't tell that pretty much. This is Vena from Zendar High Council. We seem to have hit a situation here. We need you to get here as quickly as you can. It's definitely urgent, and you can hear like alarms playing in the background and stuff like that on the station.
All right. All right, we're on our way.
Understood. Please make
Every-
it quick."
We'll have to work. We'll have to use the emergency warp speed. I know that's not allowed in protocol, but we have to.
The chief of security says, "Captain, should I contact Starfleet and let them know that our situation has changed?"
No. Our situation will still be the same, but we need to help them first.
Understood.
Are we going extra fast, Captain?
We need to go fast.
Maximum speed is warp 9.98.
Set a course.
Course laid in.
What is the name of my first assistant?
Ulrich.
Everyone.
Auric.
Ulrich. So like Ulrich, but it's like with an O.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everyone all ready to go.
He is a Ferengi. He looks over at you and says, yes."
Auric. Retrieve a duplicate scan of that helm unit that was installed. I want to check something.
What is he doing?
I think you should talk to engineering, but I can definitely get something.
It's for science, Ulrich. Acquire it.
Roll me a presence. Reason. Command. Command. Insight. No. Command presence.
Wouldn't it be reason engineering?
Yeah. That. But
or would it be reason science? Since
reason
I'm saying
science.
it's for science.
Reason science. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So reason. Okay. Oh wow. All right. Ooh. First succession.
Oh, I didn't even tell you the difficulty of it. Standard difficulty. Difficulty 2. Actually, no.
Okay.
Not standard difficulty. It's difficulty 4.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 11 and a 10, and my reason and science are 15.
11 and 10. Okay. You don't meet the difficulty. You this is the time where you start spending dice and using your attributes and abilities.
Okay. Well, my reason and science combined are 15. I rolled
Yep.
11 and 10, so those are successes.
2 successes, but you need to beat a
Right?
difficulty of 4 successes. The difficulty range
Okay.
tells you how many successes you need to beat the task. If I'm correct, right?
So I will spend 1 momentum then.
1 momentum, okay. To buy a third
So-
die.
Yeah. So do I roll it again?
Just roll 1 more die. Hit 5, so you're down to 4. Right?
Oh, 15 on the dot.
All right. Do you have any focuses that apply?
Experimental technology, because he is
that
tech.
works. Yep. Cool. So that gives you another success. Yeah, he manages to bring you back a very crude schematic history on a pad. He hands you a pad and says, "This is all I can find on the Hollow, Lieutenant Commander."
Ooh.
This will do, Ulrich. I can start from scratch with this. If you do not mind, would you please fetch me some freezing cold water? I'm parched.
Yes, he walks over to the
And-
replicator. Water, cold, in glass. He takes the glass over to you. It's a human-sized
He-
glass.
He walks down off the ceiling. Kind of hard to drink when you're upside down.
Yep.
You can do it, just difficult.
Yeah.
You gotta have a water glass in your face.
I'm going to read over these schematics. You and the rest of the assistants take a short break. You may use the holodeck across the hallway.
Well, forcing me and I guess
Yep.
Kenny to think of what's going on over here.
Yep.
Dramatic
So you
wise.
go over to. They just kind of like continue working, but like some of them take shifts on the holodeck. We cut up to the bridge as you're now traveling at what warp, Captain?
9.8, I think, is what he put it
Yeah,
up
it's
to.
max
Yep.
warp.
Max warp.
You're traveling now, and it will take you another hour and a half to get there.
Now this is war racing.
And yep. What's everyone else doing?
I'll be monitoring the warp drive. Just
All right.
make sure it stays fine.
Have the engineering crew finished my damn keypad and my
Yes,
door?
it's fixed, and there's a little sticky note on the keypad saying "all fixed up."
Little smiley face on it.
What about the doors? What about the doors?
The
Wait a
doors
minute,
the doors are still working. Normally, now the door's closed, and there's a sticky note on the door that says, "It should be fixed now."
One door doesn't work later.
Well, you don't know that.
You don't know that. Come on, don't spoil the DM surprise.
Yep.
Who is what's the chief of engineers name again?
Storin.
Storing.
Storin. You get a chirp on your compad.
I will tap my comm badge.
You're up on the
Storing
bridge.
here.
I took the liberty of getting a schematic of that program you brought on board. I'm going to try to improve it. Just to let you know.
I recommend that you be careful about introducing changes. They can, on an older matrix that's been active for a long time, it can have unpredictable consequences.
That's what the schematic is for. The schematic I'll use, I'll build my own secondary version and alter it. If the changes work, then we'll apply them. If they don't, I'll scrap it.
It sounds like a reason. Simulating the changes sounds reasonable. Yes.
There's a on the screen. There's a like a readout of like how much distance remains, and you guys see that you guys are closing in fast on the planet, and the ship's onboard computer says, "Warning: entering conflict zone. Warning: entering conflict zone." Chief of Security looks over to the captain. Captain, shall we move to yellow alert?
Alert.
Yellow alert.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
The shields go up as you. And the ship now drops out of warp and is just entering surrounded by space debris of all kinds.
Oh.
What happened?
Well, now that's a lot. 1, 2, 3. That's a lot.
It would appear that the conflict has escalated.
Looks like we were
Bouncing.
What happened?
There's a tactical says, "Hold on, I'm trying to get a scan right now. I have to roll."
See if you can't recontact that ship that contacted us.
Looks like whatever happened over here is they got themselves a right old tussle. It's like a problem.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll. Can I spend a momentum?
I'm
For
cool
an
with it.
extra die? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm also going to make my way to the bridge as Chief of Science.
All right. I'm gonna spend that, I'm going to use my, my, ability as a chief security officer to identify threat. It's nearby. Captain, there appears to be no enemy vessels nearby, but whatever did this is very dangerous. Probably still somewhere nearby.
What if the ship that contacted us?
Nowhere in range, Captain. And I can't get a good reading on what all this debris is here, but I don't see a station anywhere where it should be.
Then they might be somewhere else. We need to find them. Before we get to the peace treaty, we need to find our team.
Understood. And it's this point that Crixit enters the bridge. The door to the holodeck and the turbolift opens.
Well, hello there, buddy. Nice to see you join the party.
You missed the briefing, and you missed this. I shall.
One of these little Ferengi officers sitting at the science table looks over and notices you walking in, Crixit, and immediately starts scrambling out of the chair towards the nearby turbolift, freeing up the station for you.
Ease, officer.
Yes,
You
Crixit.
may sit back down.
He goes back to the chair and just kind of like nervously starting to shake as he's sitting at the chair.
It's funny. I'm more scared of you than they are of me.
That's because you're you and I'm me.
That or the fact that you've put most of them in med bay.
You need to remember something, Captain. My species used to eat Ferengi, or it was outlawed.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
The Ferengi looks over at his constant and says, Captain, I'm detecting this debris appears to be recent. There are scorch marks on it.
What are the debris? Was it the enemies or was it ours?
It appears to be made of titanium alloy, possibly from a recent construction of multiple ships, it looks like.
Any signs of light? Any signs of anyone out there?
Roll me a science, chief of science. Roll me a insight science check. Difficulty 3. Assisted by the ship's computers.
I'm gonna use my talent, computer expertise to assist him.
All right. Roll for it.
What do I roll?
Roll your sensor science because you're doing this you're assisting him. So roll yours, and then the ship will assist you.
So I'm rolling what was science?
Insight science.
Okay. So insight and science, that's 10, 11, 10, 11, 12.
It's a difficulty
14.
of 3.
14.
14.
Right,
okay.
so I gotta get under 14.
Mhm.
Ooch. First one fails.
What is it? Is it 20 or if any of them?
Both of them fail. I rolled a 16 and a 15.
Oh, okay. So
And
you look
my
at,
insight and science are 14.
yeah, ship can't assist them. If you fail the initial roll.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yep. The scan comes up with inconclusive results.
What is underneath? The Ferengi officer in the chair, the one doing the scans. What is his current rank?
He is a lieutenant junior grade. So he's just under lieutenant rank.
Lieutenant Junior,
Yes.
the debris around us, get me a scan of its molecular structure
Yes, Commander.
and transfer it to my compad here.
Alright, he's gonna roll again. This time the difficulty is gonna increase to 4 because you guys failed the first roll. So, can he spend a momentum? For an
Yeah.
extra die?
I'm cool with
Okay.
that.
I'll agree with that.
Alright. You guys are down to 2 momentum. And,
Banana.
he's gonna get a third die. He is going to use his his focus of molecular identification or molecular structures. That's what it is. To aid, so he gets an extra bonus. And roll. 3 successes.
Nice.
He pulls it up on the main viewer and says, "Captain, I have the information. This is definitely titanium alloy from ships, but it's titanium alloy with a molecular structure unlike any we've ever seen in Federation territory. It seems to be heavily reinforced with an unknown substance, metallic substance. I'm surprised these vessels managed to take so much damage and be destroyed. Given the fact that this alloy looks pretty strong." He pulls up a reading and shows you the comparison to diamond. Diamond's right here. This alloy is stronger than diamond.
That looks like an acid compound.
You can see the scorch marks and the burn marks around the
What species would be dumb enough to use an acid compound as a binding agent for titanium alloy?
We can take some small comfort in the fact that these weren't Starfleet or Federation vessels then.
Lieutenant Junior, attempt to capture a piece of that debris in the cargo bay. I want to analyze it completely.
Be careful, it may be radiated. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
Chief of Security says, "Logging tractor beam." Let me just roll for the tractor beam. 20. This time the ship's computer assists, so it's security and fitness. So that difficulty is going to be standard.
Yep.
And he's going to use his focus of nab and grab, which is basically. Oh, did I do that right? No, I didn't. Exclamation mark. 2d20. There we go. Oof. That's only 1 success. Well, 2 successes. Because he did get a fail.
Well, all he needs is a small piece. It doesn't have to be a large piece.
So there's this tiny little piece that's pulled in the tractor beam. When the tractor beam hits it, the tractor beam fizzles out. Captain, no good. There's something interfering with the tractor beam in here.
Need someone to fix it.
Okay, new plan. Open the cargo bay that's empty and let the piece drift into the cargo bay and then close it.
You want to do a ram scoop maneuver, don't you? Says
If the tractor beam won't work on it, we have to do it the old-fashioned.
Do it.
Helm, I need you to move us in very slowly. He sent you coordinates to the Helm officer. And, Helm, this is a difficulty 3.
Oh dear.
Standard complication range.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Need to roll at least 3 dice.
Well, two, but you can.
2.
I would recommend buying an extra one with momentum.
And what are your focuses? Astronavigation will come into play here.
Yeah.
If you like to use
my
that
focus
focus.
is in.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, focuses will help. Yes.
Yep. So,
Okay.
and if you like to buy an extra die with momentum, or you can give me more threat. I always like some threat here.
No, I'll use because we have plenty. We have like a bank of them.
You want to use
Okay,
your
what?
bold con.
I
You
forgot
get-
what
you-
bold con does.
Buy a die with threat, and get an extra die. Basically, you
Yeah, I
basically
take
buy-
your threat away pretty much.
Well, no, I gain threat.
No, it's
Gain
yeah.
threat.
You yeah. Bold means that you're making the situation slightly more dramatic, but you get to re-roll one of your dice.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
feel
actually
like
gonna.
that's the best idea.
I'm
It's a little.
going-
It feels a little drastic for what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna spend. I'm gonna bank that threat. So.
Okay,
I'm just
I
going
know,
to-
I know you said drastic, but it sounded like you said Jurassic.
Shush.
Giant dinosaur storms into the space.
Oh no! Anyways.
Jurassic Park.
True. They do
Exactly.
move. They do move in horde. They do
Yep.
move in herds.
Lol. All right. So, what did you roll?
I didn't start rolling. I'm trying to figure out
Oh.
what attributes and disciplines am I using?
It's
You
a
never told me.
control
Could you be-
control con. Because you're
Okay,
maneuvering
control
the ship slowly.
Okay, I can do that. Okay. First was 11. Oh, we're cutting close already, Chief. Come on, dice, don't give me something good now. Don't do that. And fuck! Why?
You're
Why
getting-
would it give me good rolls now?
What higher numbers and all that?
I'm gonna leave now. It's
roll
time
another
for
No.
one.
Thomas.
Roll another one.
It's fine.
Roll another d20 because you have the die you spent with threat. So this may be your savior die.
Please, good roll, 6.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
good.
So 2 successes.
There we go.
And you get a focus. So yep. You're piloting the ship slowly in, and there's a bump on the hull with the shield as this object comes into the shield, and you hear this loud like bang kind of thing as the ship just lurches forward a little bit too fast, and there's this shudder of the ship as the object now hits the back of the hull in the cargo bay. And the
A little too fast, but I think I got it in.
Chief of Security says minor damage to the cargo bay, but nothing our teams can fix up.
I'm afraid we've scratched the paint, sir.
Oh no, not the paint. That's expensive. Well, if you count. Actually, paint prices are ludicrous.
Alright, I'm going to go study that chunk of metal. You do whatever you do best, Captain. And he
Bring it
walks
back.
toward the turbo lift.
I like how Meg was
Yeah.
first gonna figure about me and then said, nope, this piece instead.
I stand up and I set us back on course to our regular mission.
Captain,
our current
we're
mission.
currently in position of where we are. The planet's nowhere nearby, and the station should be here, according to my readings and my astrological readings, but it's not, and there's all this debris. Where the planet went, I'm not sure.
Oh, the planet is missing?
Yes.
How does the planet go missing?
That's
Miss.
It's
In another universe, Vess, shifty-eyed.
This
Look,
is
No.
a new scenario.
it's a possibility that the coordinates of the planet are not exact, so they're not in the right spot just yet.
I do love the idea of just me just like thinking, wait, ship planet gone. Wait, who do I know that took up that?
That's pretty good. Captain, if you and the science officer wish to follow up on the debris, I can conduct scans of nearby space while I'm here on the
What's
bridge.
your name? I never got your name, Vulcan.
Storin, sir.
Storin. That would be nice. Proceed.
All right. Where do you want to conduct this scan? On the bridge, or do you want to go down to your engineering?
No, I'll say on the bridge.
Okay. Engineering. Recent engineering.
Okay.
Difficulty 3. assisted by the ship's computer.
Can I use my orbital surveys focus? I mean, I don't know if that applies when a planet
Yes.
is missing. Like, there's no orbit anymore. But okay, so
I'll allow it.
okay, reason engineering.
Yep.
I hope
Um,
I hope I'm wrong. I hope the planet didn't just. No, it's not possible.
ooh. How much momentum do we have?
You only have 2 momentum.
Ooh. All right. I'll spend 1 to buy a 3rd die.
Okay.
If only because I have the cautious science talent.
Right.
So I'm gonna be
you're down to
really
1 momentum.
okay. Hopefully we earn it back pretty
In
quick.
that
but-
case, I'm gonna actually spend 2 threat. So
Ooh.
5, 4, 3 to increase the complication range by 2.
Interesting. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna roll 3d10.
Yep.
I got, let's see, a 10, a 2, and a 7.
3d20, not d10.
Good point.
Yep. I was about to say, where are these d10 coming from?
3d20. Sorry, I typoed.
Yeah, you're good.
The D10 are the secret extra stat. You see.
Okay, well, 1077, that's still pretty decent.
Yep.
So no crits, but all 3 of those were successes.
Okay, so you managed to pull up the past logs from Starfleet and the onboard database, and something is not right. The planet should definitely be here, but it's not.
Okay. Can I correlate the readings that we're taking now with the readings in the database to see if there's any, I mean, obviously there's one big anomaly, the planet's missing.
Yes.
I'm gonna look for other anomalies that might give us a clue as to like what's going on, like gravitational eddies or unusual particles. I'm also really like scumming up all the points, but can we still get an assist from the ship to see if we get a momentum back?
Oh, yeah.
From the
Yeah.
past, the
You're
previous
good.
check.
Sorry.
No, that's cool.
Yep,
Woot.
you do.
Okay, so we're
get
back up to
a
2.
momentum. Yep.
Cool. All right, but yeah, I wanna compare readings then.
All right. I don't want to throw an extended task at you because no one has done an extended task before, but
Yeah, they're kind of fiddly.
yeah,
Admittedly.
I'm not going to do that to you guys yet because we haven't learned that. So, in that case, I'm going to say about 2 hours pass and you've been banging your head against the console about like what's possibly causing this planet not to be here, and it finally comes to you. What if the planet was moved?
Okay.
How can a planet be moved?
Moved out of geosynchronous orbit? Who knows?
Okay, that's the going theory.
But the
All right.
technology needed to do that is so far
Yeah.
beyond this species' comprehension that it would require outside forces to cause this kind of thing to happen.
Okay. I'll keep theorizing about that, but
All right. Meanwhile, down in the holodeck, our science officer is currently dealing with schematics. Mag. Hello, Mag.
Mag.
Okay, well.
Never
they're
mind.
just busy in the holodeck. We're
Damn,
going
we're
to... Yeah,
losing a lot of people.
yeah. The
We're bleeding people.
Yep, the Fenry is still scanning on the radar, and he says, "Captain, I'm detecting something 270 clicks to our north by northeast, bearing 18276, Mark 4. I can bring it up on main viewer if you'd like.
Bring it up.
Appearing on screen is a slightly small, kind of like probe-like object moving at high speed towards you.
What is that?
Captain, recommend red alert.
What on earth is that? It's small.
Not
Probably
yet.
helps.
Computer,
Get me a closer. See if you could get me a closer look at it.
Computer, maximum resolution. You zoom in on it, and it has its own. It has a propulsion of some kind, and it looks like a small needle-like object heading straight for you.
That's it's a lot worse than I first thought.
Red alert!
Yep.
Weapons activated.
Good call, Captain.
Weapons come online, and the shields go up, and the red lights on the ship actually activate. And I'm gonna do something because I can. And the ship goes into red alert, and weapons are armed and at your disposal. Captain, recommend evasive maneuvers.
Wait.
That's a warhead
I'm-
coming at us.
Warhead.
I need you to aim.
Warhead.
I need you to aim at that warhead. See if we can't blast it off course.
Trying to get
See if we can't.
a lock, Captain.
Yes.
Let's see. Can I spend an extra die for momentum? Hold on, I have to add a momentum first. Hold on. So we don't have the momentum loadout out on the screen.
I'm
That's my fault.
okay with it for sure.
Sorry about this, folks. I forgot to add this on this screen, so we are doing that now. And let me get the thread in there. There we go. Lock. Okay. Can I spend an extra momentum?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
fine with it.
I'm gonna spend
Go for it.
One momentum, so you're down to one. And yeah, I'm gonna get an extra die, so that's 3d20. He's going to use his hold on. He's gonna use his ability of
I think
Precise
somebody's breathing into the
targeting.
mic.
to hit the target. Hold on, let's see. Okay, go. 3 successes. 4 successes. So how much momentum is that?
Egg.
5.
Oh, sorry, what?
4 successes.
Oh, cool.
Difficulty
Um.
was 2. So we gain 2 momentum if I'm correct.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yep.
You're up to 3 momentum.
Nice.
Alright. Captain, phasers fire, and you just see the phasers hit this thing. This thing, when this phasers fire, this thing dodges out of the way and maneuvers so nimbly that it's kind of startling. Captain, this seems to be
Okay, that thing is very energetic.
this thing seems to have a mind of its own.
Maybe it's
More energetic than a rabbit.
It must be being controlled. It must be a remote.
But where? There's nothing around here.
Scan the area.
Roger. Scanning now.
it's not entirely unfeasible that it's being directed by a cloaked vessel.
It could be. Alright, I'm gonna roll 2d20. I'm gonna use my talent Keen Eye to gain extra die if I succeed. Okay, yeah. Oh, 1 success. So I don't get that Keen Eye ability trigger. Captain, there seems to be nothing out there.
We have to try again. It's either a cloak or it's It's either cloaked or it's just in hiding. Either way, we'll have to prepare for whatever fight comes our way. Till then, we need to try to hit that. We need to try to hit that missile out of our direction.
All right, I'm gonna roll
Or
another
dodge.
2d20.
That's an option.
Only one success. Captain, my controls are locked up. I can't do anything. Something's wrong with the computer.
Someone hack. Did someone hack into the? Did someone hack into us?
Well, shoot. What do you mean
There's
it's
a
locked?
there's a message coming in on the comms.
Put it up.
Who is it now? We don't have time.
And Aldwin, I'm gonna message you.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, gotcha. I lost.
This is the board. Lower your shields and surrender your ship. We will
Or
use your
get-
biological and technological distinctiveness to add to our own. Resistance
Well, that's
is futile.
fast.
As a Borg cube materializes in front of you.
Well, that's not good.
Warning. Ship intrusion detected. Systems
Mm,
compromised.
That's
Sorry, but I don't surrender to Borgs. Not even to my own kind.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ship. Resistance is futile.
Denied.
No.
Denied. Can I pull out my phaser?
You tell the tactical people to put tactical control to fire everything if you
Tactical
like.
control. Phasers out.
Oh yeah.
Firing everything. Alright. Before he can react, a large lancing beam of energy strikes the ship. I'm spending all my threat
Ow.
to increase the damage complication to damage range by 3. Alright, so let's see. I have to roll a hit first. So I'm rolling 3d20. 20. Alright. Remind me what systems those hit, Vess?
Is this
2,
on the?
an 8 and a 14.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking real quick.
Yeah.
A 2 hits computers.
Alright.
8 hits sensors, and a 14 hits the structure.
Alright, so the ship shakes violently as the structure is hit and the helms officer goes offline. And you're
just-
blind in the water.
Yeah, my character just goes.
Wait, I don't feel good.
Computer. Says the
Prepare-
tactical officer, and it says, Captain, we seem to be unable to see, and we are sensors offline. Structure is at 98%. We took some damage, but I don't know if we'll be able to hold against another volley like that from the.
Is there a way we can sense
cutting
it
beam.
and be sent inside the Borg ship to destroy it from the inside?
I could try and beam our quantum torpedo on board.
That'll work.
It'll take some time. I'll need to go down to engineering with the engineering team.
Until then, we need shields back. Until then, we need our shields back up. Don't.
Shields
need a
are
shield
currently
backup.
operational, Captain. Holding at 80%.
I will go with 2 engineering. We'll see about getting the computer back online so we can restore helm.
Throw that-
Feeling good, Chief.
Yeah.
Roll a. So you make your way to the helm and roll me a recent engineering check.
Okay.
Difficulty 4,
Oof.
not assisted by the ship's computers. The
Well,
computers are
fair
working against
enough.
you.
Okay. And we still have momentum?
You have 3 momentum, yes.
Ooh.
I have no threat.
We no longer have a surplus of momentum.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep.
And it's
We should
difficulty
probably
4.
build up more.
Well, yeah, that'll
You can
happen.
always buy die with threat. I delivered my threat.
I'm gonna. We have 3 momentum or 4 momentum?
Alright. 3 momentum. Hold on, let me turn down the
3?
music.
Oh, sure. Oof. I think I'm gonna. I mean, we're down a person, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and spend. You know what? Better idea. I would like to invoke one of my values and spend a determination.
What's your value?
Never leave crewmates behind. In this case, it's the fact that our helm officer is trapped in the computer. Otherwise,
Alright,
Oh.
I will allow it. Go ahead.
okay. So that means
So you've activated
that's
a
an au-
value. That's an auto success.
so that's I think that's automatically a die. It's an automatic. It's a die with an automatic crit. So that's
Yes.
2 successes.
2
okay.
successes, yep. So you're down
All
2
right.
successes.
I'll buy 1 die for 1 momentum,
1 momentum, okay.
and so then I will roll 3 dice.
Alright.
Hopefully, I get 2 successes. Yes, I got 2 crits and a
Yep.
success.
So
Dang.
how many
Okay.
momentum is that?
Hot darn.
Uh,
Cool. So we
difficulty
remain.
4. You got
Okay, so okay. And we got 1 6. No, we got 1 2 3 momentum because it was 3 successes over. So we regain 3 momentum. It succeeds, which
Well, at
brings
least
the.
we got more than we
4,
spent.
5.
Oh yeah, and that happens in the
5.
system
No,
sometimes.
5.
That's why it's good to actually actively spend momentum because it's
Yep.
like it gives you the chance to earn it back.
You're up to 5 momentum.
Rock on. Okay, and our helm officer's back online.
My character just turns
Welcome back,
on.
Helm.
Whoa, what happened? I went out for just a second.
I've isolated your subsystem and tied it in directly into the navigational computer, which should keep you operational.
Well,
Wait.
thank you.
Wait, if he's part of the navigational system, maybe he can detect. Maybe he can detect for us where.
Smart thinking, Captain. Sorry, Luigi still. Decided.
And the Borg cube is now tractor beamed onto you.
Well, that's not good.
Oh no.
Well, I
Give us
guess
your
we know where it is now.
We will
We're going
destroy
towards
you.
Well, we know where it is.
We will destroy
We'll just
you.
follow the tractor beam back.
Good news and bad news. So you want more?
We need to destroy that cube.
Yeah. Good news, we found it. Bad news, we're going towards it.
Destroying an entire Borg cube may be unfeasible in our current situation, Captain. We may have to just settle for retreating.
No.
The
Very well.
security says, Captain, I've dealt with the Borg before, and if we use a trionic phase resonating signature protocol on the ship's main computer and tie it into the shields into the deflector, we might be able to prevent the tractor beam from catching us and pulling us in further.
Do what you have to do.
Roger.
But we are not leaving until that Borg gets destroyed.
Understood. He is going to roll. I'm going to spend. Can I take momentum for 2 die? So 1,
Cool.
2, 3. 3 momentum, so you're down to 2.
Okay.
Borg have always been a party killer.
Alright, so I'm going to spend. So I'm rolling 4. D20. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
2 successes, so you guys are now juicing in momentum.
Cool.
You guys are back up to 6 momentum. You
Okay,
guys are
so we
full
maxed
up.
out again.
Yeah, if I'm correct. Yep. So the tractor beam kind of flickers a little bit, and he says, "Captain, we're free, but not for long." Helm,
going to have.
if you could,
We're going to.
get us out of here.
No, we can't leave without destroying that Borg.
We could at least draw the Borg into a battlefield that's more advantageous for us, such as a gas
Captain,
giant.
I would rather not, you know.
What about transporting a torpedo?
Great party to be with, Captain.
What about transporting a
Quantum torpedo. I am still
Yes.
working on that. Down with engineering.
I can aid you with that.
Yep.
Well, hurry up before we run out of time.
We're like
Time
in
is
the
of the
engineering,
essence.
in the engineering room, just kind of like assembling a torpedo and modifying it. Okay, Captain, we have the torpedo ready. Ready to deploy at your mark. All right.
Beam it inside their engine.
Engineering,
Beam it.
please roll a difficulty 4.
Okay.
Daring engineering.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Let's see here. I do have a focus in transporters and replicators, so I get
Use
the
it.
focus.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost. Oh, it's a shame I already spent my determination. I actually have a value for this too.
Yep.
Scan twice, energize once. I will. We have how much momentum? 5 momentum.
6.
6. Okay. Well, I'll definitely drop. I'll spend 3 momentum for 2 dice. So I'll be rolling 4 dice.
Down
All
to
right.
3.
Here goes. Here goes. Well, and this will be assist. Do we get an assist from the ship or?
The ship is
on this?
currently being hacked, so no.
Yeah, not really.
Subsystems
Okay.
are currently isolated. I'm gonna say no to that.
Oh man. How do you guys feel about me spending the entire supply of momentum and adding 3 dice to my roll? Just because it's a difficulty 4.
High risk, high reward. If it
I have no
fails,
threat,
then we don't
so-
get any momentum back.
Yeah, I have no threat, so.
It's up to you guys if you it sounds. I mean, otherwise this might fail and we don't beam the torpedo. So
Or you beam the torpedo somewhere else where it's not supposed to be.
If
or
we
that.
succeed, we'll get most of
Okay.
our momentum back, I would imagine.
Well, we will have opportunities to remake momentum. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it since we want this to succeed.
Yeah.
Which is good. It gives me 5 dice. I actually do not have a good daring score, so this is
Roll it.
good for us. Okay. So there was a complication.
I'm gonna take that complication as threat.
That's good. The good
And- Go ahead. Go say what you're gonna
So the-
say.
good news is otherwise that was 4 successes.
The quantum torpedo manages to get beamed aboard the ship, but as you do it, as you're beaming something out and you have to drop shields, 4 Borg appear on the bridge.
Well, that's not good.
Prepare phasers.
My character just casually goes,
Well, here's the body killers.
All right,
Isn't
and
it rude to show up to a party uninvited? Jesus.
I'm going to roll my phaser, my type 2 phasers. So that's a D20. I'm going to use the spread ability. Widespread ability. So, and Remy, does this hit allies too or no?
I don't not
I'm
unless
going to
they're
house rule this and say it doesn't hit allies.
yeah, it really only hits it's going to hit adjacent targets, so it depends
Yeah.
on how close the Borg are to somebody,
Yeah.
but you could miss allies with it.
Yeah. All right. So he's going to roll that. Oh, only 1 success. He only hits 1. And the other adapts. Captain, I recommend he's pushing buttons on his keyboard and you just hear an alarm go off. Warning. Evacuate bridge. Oxygen depletion in progress. Venting atmosphere.
Well, shoot.
If we can space
That
this
seems
thing,
like a fine little pickle.
we might be able
To be
to
fair,
get out of
it's
here.
not a problem for you.
Well, yeah, but it's a town for you, and if you guys die, I'm kind of alone. And I don't want to be alone with these guys, please.
Is there any other way we?
I could
You
try
sure that
beaming it
board-
off. I could try beaming it off, but it might just come right back. It's
we'll
making
have
it's
to
making a move towards you, Captain, with its arm raised.
beam it away.
Roger. He's going
Go
to.
away.
We'll have to fight it another day.
20. He's going to use his ability, his value. He's going to burn a value called "My crew is my flock. I never let my flock down."
Cool.
So he's gonna gain an extra d20 with an auto success, and we don't have any extra momentum. Darn. He's gonna use He's gonna use bold security, which is a really weird talent. So he's gonna spend his give me an extra threat.
Oh no.
Extra
I'm
die.
staring at my values and I'm like, oh yeah, I got stuff that does make me at least slightly immune to stuff like this, like
So I'm
untouchable
gonna roll
and
4d20
untampable.
with an auto success.
Thank you, values, for making my character at
Ooh.
least okay in the situation.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, but one complication. So
What's the complication?
the board gets beamed off, but they've now more Borg are on the ship. They've beamed to other decks.
No.
We need to get them off.
We may need to move outside of transporter range of the cube.
Helm, if you could do that, that'd be great. As like he's like fighting down a Borg right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know. It would be great. Give me a second, please. Don't be so, well, rude. We already have enough rude guests.
Okay, let me roll. I gotta roll now.
Yep. Difficulty is
Okay, what am I
4.
rolling this time? Control command again? Not command, con.
Control con.
Control.
Yep. Difficulty. You know, I'm gonna lower the difficulty from what because I just realized your ship is fast and has this what is it? Advanced warp core. So I'm gonna reduce the difficulty by that. Also, you have advanced shields. I forgot about that.
I got
Oh.
10 and 3.
Yep. 2 successes. And any focuses apply astronavigation.
Oh, that would, yeah.
Yep. So that's an extra success.
Okay.
So 3 successes, you guys gain. I think it's 2 momentum because you guys are. It's difficulty 4. No, difficulty 3. So you guys gain 3 momentum. There you go. Alright, so the ship manages to move away from the Borg cube. The Borg cube is closely following from a distance.
Goodbye, see you never.
Hopefully the torpedo goes off soon.
There's a loud explosion as a shockwave shakes the ship, and lights flicker and stuff like that, and like consoles flicker, and one console blows out off to the left, and sparks fly, and you just see the Borg cube just kind of sitting, listing in space, just in 2 pieces.
Ha ha ha! That was. Look at that.
We got rid of the big problem. Now, can we get rid of all the smaller problems everywhere else?
I'd like to come up so that there's a Borg attacking the security officer, right?
Yep, there's a Borg just about to neck me with the.
I want
tendrils.
to speaking of necking. I'm going to come up. I wanted to come up behind the Borg and try to neck pinch him.
Go ahead. What do you want to
let's
say while
see.
you're doing that? Flavor the attack. I think that would be fun.
I can't think of any catchy. I can't think of a
Alright.
catchphrase yet. I'll try to say something clever afterwards.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see.
It's simple, just go, no. Just No.
Nope.
No, you.
Let's see. Do we have momentum, right?
Yeah, 3.
I'll spend 1 momentum to get an extra die just to make
Okay.
sure. Okay, 3d20. And what would this be? Is it? I'm looking at my.
Difficulty 3.
I think this would be fitness security.
Yes, fitness security.
Okay. Holy crap! A
Whoa.
1, a 1, and a 3.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
that's like the best
so-
roll
Nice.
ever.
Those were all crits, so that was 6 successes.
6 successes. You have like so it's difficulty 3, so 6 successes. You guys
Uh-huh.
have 8 momentum.
Whoa.
Damn.
Well, that means I have bonus momentum. Can
Yes.
I? Gosh, what can I do? Let me look. I'm looking at my character screen because it's got like combat spends. I can add. I could do secondary target if another Borg is in reach and like
Another
neck
Borg
pinch
is
them
actually
too.
going to hit
Okay.
the captain.
I'm gonna stand between them and like reach out with both hands and like do it like a double neck pinch, one to
Yep.
each Borg.
Yeah.
What does the neck pinch do?
Let me see. I have a phaser type 2.
Yep.
What's so important about the neck pinch?
It's a combat. It's like an not an acupuncture, but like a nerve.
I'm gonna use my phaser on
Alright.
one of them.
Yep.
So
Vulcans have a technique called the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yep.
In your neck on
Can we
both
do-
sides, there's a cluster.
Yeah.
And you apply pressure to that cluster, it basically shuts the brain down and they
Yeah.
black out.
Yep. One. Let's do one attack action at a time. So,
Okay.
go ahead.
Do-
Do the nerve pinch.
Do you want me to roll the effect dice then?
Yes, please.
Okay. So
Which are
I
D6s,
roll
by the way.
right. Yep. So it's for me. It's the base damage is 1. I have a security of 3, so I roll 4.
4 D6s.
I think 5 and 6s are effects, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 3 damage because the 1 counts as
Yep.
a 1.
Mhm.
The 3 counts as a 0 because I think 3, 4 is 0.
Yep.
So 3 damage, 2 effects. The nerve pinch is in. Well, I didn't score an injury, so because I didn't roll at least 5, so intense doesn't affect it.
But
But yes.
it does stop in its tracks and
Actually, the two momentum that I was gonna spend on secondary target.
Yeah.
Can I spend those on to boost the damage to 5
sure.
on this attack?
Yeah.
Okay, because the captain's got a phaser anyway, so. So I'll raise this damage to 5, meaning I have the chance to inflict an injury.
Yep.
And it's an intense attack, and I roll 2 effects, so
Yep.
it would cost, I think, 3 threat for them to avoid the injury.
Yeah, I don't have 3 threats, so
Okay. Doo-doo. Knock
Yeah.
him unconscious.
he just collapses both collapse to the floor.
Well, just one of them.
Which one do you want to pick? The one with the captain, or the one with the security officer?
The one of the security officer, I think.
The one just collapses and goes head over first over the chair, just goes limp like a rag doll over the chair that he was sitting at. He says, "Thank you," as he looks to the captain and says, "Captain, look out! Now it's your turn, Captain.
I use my phaser to blast it.
Roll
That's what the-
a daring security check."
Daring security check.
Mhm.
I'm up by 12, so I rolled a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to roll 2d20.
2d20. Oh,
Yeah, it's 2d20 for that, and if you want to spend momentum because you guys have 6, you can buy extra die, or you can give me threat.
wait a minute. I did roll my d20.
Yeah, but you roll 2 d20s, so you roll the d20 twice, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And I got a 3.
3.
Nice.
Okay. Do you want to spend any momentum to get an extra die, or are you good with that?
I'm good with the roll because I got a
All
daring up to 12.
So
I think that'll
that's-
hit.
Yeah, that hits. Roll your whatever the type 2 phaser is. So, what is your
I think it-
Remy?
It's up by 6.
Yep. So yeah, roll 6d6s.
So yeah. So you roll 6d6s. Yep.
Yep.
And they all have to be low.
The
No, these
effects
work in
die were kind of
reverse.
different.
So
We'll
you want
have to
roll
explain
high,
them.
and you want to roll high with the effect die.
High
Alright.
tends to be better. Yeah, you don't want to roll. You don't want to roll 3s or 4s. Threes or 4s are nothing.
I got a 6.
Or blanks.
You got 6 damage total.
Yeah, do I have to roll it again?
You have to roll 6d6.
So you roll 5 more.
Yeah, roll 5 more
Six-sided.
times.
3, 5,
Okay, that's an effect.
6 again.
2 effects.
Well, plus the first one you rolled.
6
So you rolled-
again. I had another
Nice.
6.
Oh, lucky.
Yep.
I had another 6 in the first one too.
Mhm.
So wait, what are we up to?
You
I
need
think
to
I already
roll
one more.
One more time, yep.
5.
That's a lot of that's
That's
effects.
nice. Yeah, I think that was 5 damage plus 5 effects.
Yep, so that's 2 injuries.
Oh yeah.
As you like literally open up on this innocent, well, not so innocent Borg drone that's trying to attack you, and it just crumples to the floor at your feet.
Give up yet?
You just hear a message from the security officer. Captain, they're beaming away from the ship. They seem to be retreating.
Alright.
Treating. That's a new thing for me.
Captain, we're receiving a incoming distress call from a neighboring vessel that's just entered our range.
Well, get them on the phone.
Captain, should I bring it on screen?
Bring it on screen.
You see the Xanadar council member heavily scarred up, beaten, and stuff like that, and he says, Captain, where have you been? We need help. Our people are in desperate need of assistance.
We're on our way.
I'm sending you the coordinates now, and they are different coordinates from what you originally got. And says, we've managed to we have a technology that allows us to move our planet out of range of enemies, but it puts our people at great risk. And we seem to have accidentally moved into a temporal rift that's caused our well, you can tell by what you just encountered that it's not the most stable of technologies. Please come quickly.
Alright, set a course.
Set a course.
Set a course.
What,
Come on, lads, let's get going.
what warp? Maximum warp,
Warp.
or
Maximum warp.
We got business. Come on.
and you guys are now traveling. It'll be an hour before you arrive.
Let's not be late this time. I know I love turning fashionably late, but you know this is not the time.
You'll
You
be
gotta make a decision
you'll arrive in
sometimes.
an hour.
Technically speaking, they were late. They moved their planet.
Yes.
That is correct.
So, meanwhile, what is happening in the science lab?
Quickset is analyzing the piece of debris.
You can tell that something is not right about this technology. Or this piece of metal that you're examining. And then it hits you. If you would like to spend 3 momentum, I'll give you the answer.
Can we afford it?
Oh,
You guys
I think
have
so.
6 momentum.
Yeah, we're maxed up, so go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Mag? Or Crixit?
Yeah.
It hits you. That simulation you ran had the same exact effect on a metallurgic scan that you just ran almost like 3.5 hours ago. Someone has stolen the schematic and is using it.
Exactly what you feared.
Someone has stolen your biogenic weapon idea and has enacted it on an innocent spacefaring vessel.
That's not good.
And who knows how many other copies are out there. As the ship drops out of warp, and you see the space station and the planet next to each other. The space station looks not like it's in geosynchronous orbit.
No. Oh no.
It's in a decaying orbit.
Oh no.
And you just hear a comm come in. Captain, the station seems to be hailing us. Emergency frequency. Captain?
Pull it up screen.
I'm on the phone.
You see several Zenadar council members running back and forth, panicking behind the screen, and some engineers like working on trying to fix things in the engineering room. And this is an engineer. He says, "Captain, I'm glad I got a hold of you, but it appears that the station's in a decaying orbit, and the Caledonians have been aboard, and they managed to beam some kind of device into our reactor core. We can't get it out. It's too dangerous to remove without causing a critical system failure. We're gonna have to abandon the station, but you might have to destroy the station in the process. If you could possibly beam as many people as you can as an evacuation onto your vessel before the station enters atmosphere, that'd be great."
All right.
And
All
you
right.
just hear alarms and everything.
We'll have to beam them.
All right.
Acknowledged.
And this is where I'm going to turn on the audio on my computer to my external headset. So I do apologize to our audience if you hear sound effects playing over my speakers. All right. As you hear the station just kind of like, where is it? Station 1. In the background. And that's what you hear. And we are yep, the station's in decaying orbit, and he says, "Captain, I don't think it's possible to we're gonna have to bring someone onto the station to disable whatever that is on their reactor core." All right. Roger. There are 500 civilians aboard, including crew and staff on the station. You can only beam 6 out at a time. You only have 2 transporters, so you can only beam 12 out at a time. This is the Zendar. This is the Zendar engineer. Alyssa. I'm currently busy here, Captain. What can I do for you? I understood. We might be able to. We're trying to do some overrides, but I don't know if we'll be able to. We might have to just destroy the station, but we're sending evacuations now.
Evacuation sequence activated. Evacuation sequence activated. Evacuation sequence activated. Communication failure. Communication failure. Communication failure. Communication failure.
All right, go ahead. That's gonna take some engineering time, which you don't have. Yeah, it's too long of a task. Yeah. So yep, yep. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Yep. Sure, go ahead. Okay. Yes. So speed transporting. Got it. All right. So you're just kind of storing them in the buffer for like. But here's the thing. I'm going to spend one threat to basically say to apply a condition to this scene advantage that basically says if you hold them in the transporter for too long, their pattern buffer will decay and they'll be trapped in the transporter forever. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, sure. All right, so this beaming's roll to start the beaming. Yes. 3. Yep. 2 successes. I'm gonna take that as succeed at cost. All right, so the you're beaming these people on and off, and like you're like 2/3 the way through, and then the pattern buffer starts showing a warning, critical warning, major alert. Where is it? Pattern buffer degrading. Pattern buffer degrading. Station self-destruct system online. Another 50.
10 minutes till self-destruction. 10 minutes till self-destruction. 10 minutes till self-destruction.
10 minutes till self-destruct. Roll again. Captain, I can try and issue a command override for the station, but I'll have to patch into their subsystems to do this. Understood. One more momentum. Alright. I'm gonna assist. So, because I'm helping you with this task, so I'll roll a d20. Let's see if mine gets it. Oh yeah. It's 4 successes. Yep, so you managed to beam the like the second to last like survivors out. And the engineer says, I'm gonna try one more time. Hold my beam out. And he's gonna say, computer, voice authorization, Aloris 3, command code 2131502-Alpha Baker Alpha.
Voice recognition denied.
Well, I tried. And he says, get me out of here. And the station's gonna start counting down. Alright. Okay, you spend your momentum. Hold on. Alright, 0. 2 successes. Yeah, you get your momentum back. All right, so yeah, the station you managed to beam him off right as the station hits. It's
Voice recognition authorized. Deactivating.
as the station just stands there inert when the counter hits 0, and the Illyrian, who's at the controls of the override command, says, "We managed to save the station, Captain, but it's still in a decaying orbit." We can tractor beam it out, but you know. Yes, Captain. But the station's still in a decaying orbit towards the planet. We might as well move it back into our geosynchronous orbit, Captain. Understood. Locking tractor beam. Oh, D20. Can I get an extra die for momentum because it's gonna be a challenging task? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to spend that momentum, and I'm going to give myself 2 threat for an extra die. An extra die because this is a really challenging task. We're trying to tractor an entire station. Yep, yeah, it's a scale 7, pretty much. This tiny little scale 5 is trying to... Yeah, yeah, So I'm going to roll 4d20. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, the station is now back up in geosynchronous orbit. But the ship's going to take 4 structure damage as the ship starts creaking violently and sparks fly. One of the consoles explodes. And the station's back in geosynchronous orbit, and the Zendari council member is requesting your presence on the bridge, Captain. Permission to bring him on. The door opens, and the turbo-lifting Zendari steps in and says, "Thank you, Captain, for saving our people. It's been a hell of a journey, but we will definitely consider Starfleet as a means of our people's negotiation in the coming weeks. As for the Kolodar, we have decided to break ties with them and find a colony world, but we'll discuss that later another time. If we could meet your diplomats in the diplomatic suites, that would be appropriate. Because I think here on your vessel's bridge is not appropriate in front of your crew." And the ship is at station keeping, just above the station, monitoring the situation as diplomatic discussions are now underway. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end Episode 1 of Star Trek Adventures USS Elizabethan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Star Trek USS Elizabethan. I am your Illyrian Chief of Security. We had at the engineering station. Go ahead. And who do you want to pass it off to? Go ahead. Yep. Yep. Oh. Why are you... Oh, hold on, guys. Pause. I need to switch my audio back to you guys because it does that when it... Right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Slight hiccup on the audio switchover back to the cast. Can we do one more round from Dr. Vest, please?
Oh, it's all fun and games until we realized the whole session we were muted
No,
the whole
you
time.
Oh, we weren't muted the whole session.
No, you weren't muted. Just
No,
only for that segment.
I'm Chris /Vess/ I forgot the names. Pi 3.
Yep.
And I played Lieutenant Commander Storin, Chief Engineer.
Cool. And our pilot? Helmsman?
I am Gearbox, also known as Britlin and Oldwin in most games. But in this game, I was Lawrence, also known as Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then our...
Yep, down to Arkham. To our
Captain.
captain.
Hello, this is Constellation Squid, aka Arkham, aka Felton, aka Pillsbury Doughboy. Not just playing.
And
No,
what's
I'm
your
just playing
captain's
with that.
name?
My captain's name is Torlock, and I hope to see more of you all again real soon.
And our chief science officer.
He's not here.
Oh, wait, he had to log off.
All right.
Okay.
So our chief science officer, played by Magna Rim, was our lovely Crixit down here in the lower left, and our doctor is Kestra, played by Atrice Noir. Thank you, and I hope Atrice Noir will get better soon. They were coming down with something on the ship, and we don't know what it is. Hopefully, it's not the Corellian flu.
Oof.
And our first officer, who you didn't get to see today, may be joining us for another round of this series, but we'll see. Until then, thank you for joining us for Star Trek Adventures Elizabethan. This episode was entitled Rough Spots, and yes, there were a lot of rough spots in this episode. Until then, see you among the stars, and hailing frequencies are closed. Bye, everyone.
Mic's off.